Live from the Tucson Arena, this is University of Arizona Hockey. It's time to drop the puck with Timothy Gasson, the voice of the Wildcats. So let's head to the action with Arizona Wildcats Hockey.
Welcome to the Tucson Arena, where the number 12 Arizona Wildcats will take on the Rams of Colorado State University. Hi, everybody. I'm Timothy Gasson. I'm joined by my broadcast partner, Will Harmon, and we're getting ready for the second of a three-game homestand for Arizona. Of course, Arizona big 9-1 winners last night over the Colorado Buffalo, but they've got a brand new opponent here tonight, or this afternoon, rather, Colorado State. You know, the scoreboard's back to 0-0, Will. I get the idea sometime during the season we're going to wish that we could save a couple of those goals for when we need them, but Colorado State also is coming in hurting. They lost last night to ASU by a score of 5-3. They're going to be looking for a little bit of revenge here today as well.
No, definitely. I mean, do you think the Cats like being back at home? I mean, 9-1, that's pretty impressive. You know, the thing I liked about what they did last night, 3 complete periods of hockey. You know, they went into the second intermission there, up several goals, and they still came out and still played. And CSU, on the other hand, they're in a tough fight there with Arizona State. 5-3, they lost. You know, they're going to be looking for a win here. And this type of game, Tim, 1 in the afternoon, you know, you kind of hope that the Cats are ready, that they're not just too comfortable from last night.
Well, we'll talk about that in just a moment. This is an important game for both squads. It is a Western Collegiate Hockey League game. And our Jackson Peters talked with Arizona Wildcat Max Meyer about today's contest. Let's roll that interview now, and then we'll continue on with our pregame show.
Hi, I'm Jackson Peters, and I'm joined by number 27 of the University of Arizona Wildcats hockey team, Max Meyer. Now, Max, putting on a little scoring performance this year, but a little bit different than what you might expect. 2 shorthanded goals. Can you talk a little bit about, you know, what that feeling's like to get, you know, more shorthanded goals right now than 5-on-5 goals right now?
Yeah, it's actually kind of a funny feeling, but you know, my partner is Ethan out there, and he likes to push the pace, and sometimes we get a funny bounce, and it just goes our way, and yeah, just capitalize on the chances that we get.
So you said sometimes things just go your way. That seemed to really be the feeling last night in that 9-1 victory over Colorado. Do you think that secondary scoring that you guys had, especially, you know, yourself included with that shorthanded goal, was a big reason for that success?
Yeah, everybody played a role and stepped up, and you know, when you get that secondary scoring and can really start piling on the goals there. So yeah, everybody did a good job and contributed, and it was a really good game all the way around.
And of course, real good game. You ended up winning 9-1, but tonight, new opponent, Colorado State. What are you guys going to have to do differently to come out with the W tonight?
I think Colorado State's going to come out and be pretty hungry. They're a pretty physical team. I know in the past it's been pretty chippy games and a lot of grinding, so we got to be ready and come out to play right away.
Thanks. Well, we've been speaking with Max Meyer. We'll send it back to the booth with Tim Gasson.
So Will mentioned that this is one of those 1 p.m. games that Arizona plays occasionally here at the Tucson Arena. Of course, the Cats played last night. Now, this is a big challenge for an Arizona team to come back just maybe 14, 15 hours after they left the arena and be ready to play another hockey game.
Yeah, no, I mean, your whole routine's off at this point. You're just moving it up several hours, and not only that, but you know, you got to make sure your body's ready to go too. I mean, you don't want some slow skates out there, and you got to make sure you're ready to go. This is a big game.
Well, of course, CSU has the same kind of turnaround. They had to travel 2 hours from Tempe, Arizona, down to Tucson for this 1 p.m. game. Now, remember, U of A students, you can get into today's game and tomorrow's game for free with your Cats card. Of course, the puck drops at 1 p.m. both today and tomorrow, Arizona and Colorado State. And fans are going to see some fabulous freshmen for the Arizona Wildcats. We had a couple defensemen, including Cameron Timor, playing his first game at home for the Arizona Wildcats with a big impact in this lineup.
Yeah, how about Timor? I mean, you know, these guys, you know, they are freshmen, but they're also older freshmen. You know, these aren't your standard, you know, 18-year-old kids that are coming.
Explain that, Will, because technically this is their first year in college, but this is not their first year playing hockey at a high level.
Yeah, no, these are some junior guys who decided to come back to school. I mean, I feel like probably the biggest adjustment for them is the classroom part of it, but, you know, these guys seem to be adjusting just fine. You know, Timor had a huge game last night, and these guys aren't here to just sit. You know, these guys are ready to play. They're contributing big minutes right away.
So Arizona had some trouble scoring goals earlier in the season on their 5-game road trip. They did score a few goals on their last game, a big win against Central Oklahoma. Well, last night the floodgates opened. They have found their scoring touch. Now, we've talked about how they haven't had much practice time so far this year. Well, it seems like they've caught up a little bit, and we saw a Wildcat squad that's ready to light the lamp.
Oh, yeah. I mean, these guys are ready to go. You really hope that they're going to continue that into today. I mean, that's the type of performance that, you know, we were kind of waiting for out of this Arizona team, and you're hoping that this starts a kind of a chain reaction into these next several games.
So it's Friday afternoon hockey here at the Tucson Arena. We hope you join us for the number 12 Arizona Wildcats and the Colorado State University Rams. We're going to head down to center ice now for our starting lineups. We'll have our national anthem, and then we'll drop the puck between Arizona and Colorado State. You're watching University of Arizona Wildcats hockey.
Ladies and gentlemen, here come your Arizona Wildcats. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to the Tucson Convention Center Arena. It's the home of your University of Arizona Wildcats. Today, the Wildcats take on the Rams from Colorado State University. Here is the starting lineup for the visiting Rams. Starting at left wing, number 16, Torin Foundos. At right wing, number 24, Nicholas Marconcini. At the center position for the Rams, number 29, Vincent Mastrandea. At left defense, number 1, Grayson North. At right defense, number 2, Blake Hoffman. And in the center and in the goalie for Colorado is number 30, Joe Morgan. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the starting lineup for your Arizona Wildcats. Starting at left wing, number 10, Dawson Marshall. At right wing, number 21, Jesse Lowell. At the center position for your Cats, number 28, Alex Johansson. At left defense, number 17, Ben Jones. At right defense, number 13, Matthew Hull. And in the nets today for your Wildcats, number 30, Anthony Churro. The head coach of the Wildcats is Chad Berman. Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask that you please rise. Gentlemen, remove your hats and face the south goal for today's national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rugged red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home
And we're ready for some afternoon hockey here at the University of Arizona. Live from the Tucson Arena, I'm Timothy Gasson along with my broadcast partner Will Harmon. We're getting ready to drop the puck between number 12 Arizona and the Colorado State University Rams. The Rams come in at 2-1-1. Arizona 5 wins and a tie on the season. Arizona will start Anthony Shuro, their star goaltender, and the Rams will come with Joseph Morgan. Our referee is Anthony Frusciano with linesmen Zachary Reese and Tom Wazak. Now, this is a challenge for a number of reasons, Will, because 1 p.m., everyone's clock is all off, but also Arizona's used to playing in front of much larger crowds here at the Tucson Arena, and 1 p.m. on a Friday, this is going to be a much smaller crowd. How will that affect the home ice advantage for Arizona, or do they have one?
And that's the thing. I mean, you're used to a routine, and you know when you're moving that routine up by several hours, and the legs are tired from last night, you know, you just hope that the guys are ready to go.
The puck is down and we are underway. Arizona back to their normal gray home uniforms. Yesterday they were wearing their throwback 1990s Arizona uniforms back from my era here at Arizona Hockey. Boy, were they beautiful jerseys. We hope we see more of them. They're back to their normal first uniforms, the gray. As we're underway here in the Tucson Arena, CSU 5-3 losers to ASU, which has really improved their squad this year, Arizona State. Colorado State, we think, is a very talented hockey team too, so that shows you how strong Arizona State has become this year after having one of their off seasons in a generation. Well, Arizona's coming off of one of their best seasons in a generation, but it's a new season now. And Arizona has to handle the Rams as the puck comes loose to Matthew Hull. Heads it over to one of those freshmen, Jesse Lowell, who sends it back into the Rams zone. And like last night, we expect, especially since both teams played last night, perhaps the first 5 minutes or so of this game will be a little bit of a feeling out period. These guys got to get their legs back a little bit, Will.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And you know, the thing is that CSU's going through this too. You know, they played last night as well, throw a bus trip into there. And you know, if I'm the coach of CSU, I'm saying go after these guys. Try and knock them around a little bit, get them off their game.
Puck goes in deep with Bailey Marshall trying to dig for it there. Chris Wesson gets it in front, but Marshall can't get a stick on it. And the Rams break out the other way. 2-on-3, just send it down, and they're going to go for a change. But the puck comes around to Kyle Nelson, looking for someone. Nelson in the zone, sends it down low. Chris Wesseling lays the body there, but the Rams come away with the puck and get a shot that goes wide. Some good zone possession here for Colorado State to start this game. We are just underway and scoreless. Boy, last night we were not scoreless for long. Will, after about the first 5 minutes, the Cats scored at will, at least for the first 2 periods. They really took their foot off the gas in the third period. When a game gets out of hand like that, it was 9-0. It's kind of hard to keep the afterburners going.
Oh, no, definitely. And, you know, especially after the first period, you know, when you're up 5-0 going into the intermission like that, you know, you have 2 more periods of hockey to play. That's plenty of time.
We have a delayed penalty here. I think Arizona's going to go to the box, and Colorado State is going to get their first power play of the afternoon. Now, this has been a problem with Arizona both last season and at the beginning of this season. They tend to take a lot of penalties. They give a lot of power plays to opponents. Now, when you're playing on the road, especially coming off of a loss, the greatest gift that you can have early in the game is a power play.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're starting off a man up. I mean, I'm sure Chad Berman isn't too happy with this start. You know, CSU's had the puck quite some time and now picking up a penalty.
Liam Millar in on the faceoff, and he wins it for Colorado State.
Dungy, 2 minutes for interference. Time of that penalty, 2 minutes, 31 seconds in the first period.
So Dungy to the box for interference, and Colorado State has their first power play of the afternoon. I have to keep reminding myself, 1 p.m. start here. Friday afternoon hockey. We hope some of you will play hooky for hockey and leave your classroom and your job. Tell them Wilbur the Wildcat said you can come see this hockey game instead. I guarantee you that will work. Well, at least in Tucson, Arizona, I think that'll work.
I think so.
Wilbur the Wildcat has written me many a note to get me out of many a thing. This play continues on. 1:20 to go in the power play for Colorado State. They're showing some good movement in the offensive zone, but Arizona's going to pick up the puck and come the other way, 2-on-2. That's Manny Rowe who just dumps it down low. That shows the maturation of senior Manny Rowe. In previous years, he might have raced up and maybe gone down low with that puck, but he knows his job is to get back shorthanded on the blue line. He dumps the puck and goes back. Manny Rowe's become a fine defenseman for the Arizona Wildcats as the puck comes right into the slot. Luckily, Bailey Marshall's there to intercept and come back the other way. Oh, he tries to dipsy-do, and he does get in. Is there going to be a penalty? He's brought down to his knees, shorthanded. No call there, and play continues on. That just shows you how strong a skater Bailey Marshall is.
Oh, no, I mean, that's a huge play. You're killing penalty time. You know, I would like to see that again. That might be a penalty there, but, you know, that could have gone either way.
I think the referee thought he wasn't impeded enough. He did have the puck, and it did take away a scoring chance, but that's probably a good no call. 20 seconds to go on the Rams power play. They've had some good possession time, but Arizona's done a good job of disrupting those passing lanes. They really haven't had a good shot on goal.
And that's the thing. I mean, yeah, they've had the puck a while, but, you know, there hasn't been a serious chance yet.
Puck comes in on Anthony Shiro. He makes the easy save, and there's 1 second to go on the power play. So Arizona is equal to the task early in this game. We're just 4.5 minutes into the first period. That feeling out process, especially now since you've had to kill a penalty, is probably done. And now we'll see how much gas is in the tank of these two teams, I think.
Oh, yeah, and I mean, I would definitely hope that Arizona's going to start pushing the puck now that this penalty is officially killed there.
Cully Olson with the puck sends it up to center ice. Kyle Wade there gives it up, and here comes the Rams right back. You know, I was expecting a skilled Ram team to come in here. We had heard good things about this squad, and they look pretty good, especially for being on the road, having to travel from Tempe, and coming off of a tough loss at ASU. This is a different opponent than we saw against Colorado last night.
Oh, these guys look hungry. I mean, they definitely look like they're here. They want at least one road victory on this road trip for them.
Well, of course, we'll drop the puck again at 1 p.m. tomorrow, Saturday, also against Colorado State. Remember, as the Rams come in, there's a backhander by Noah Miller. Boy, he walked right around the defense.
That was
there.
pretty beautiful.
And Anthony Shiro was there for the save, but that easily could have been a 1-0 lead. U of A students with your Cats card, free admission both today and tomorrow. Now, as much as I enjoyed attending the University of Arizona, I think on a Friday after Saturday afternoon, I would come down and see some free hockey.
You got a little matinee hockey game going.
And there's that fab freshman, Christopher Hedgehog, taken to the ice, but no call. Play continues on, now 6 minutes into the first period. Cats trying to find their timing again, and you know, sometimes this can happen when you have an easy one, or what appears to be an easy one the night before. You think the goals are just going to come, and you got to reestablish yourself and do all those little things that created all those goals. So far, we're just scoreless here in the first period as Arizona breaks to center ice. Good speed coming up the wing is Alex Johansson, another one of the fat freshmen. Johansson tries to jam the puck there. Morgan makes a good save. And we come back the other way. Yeah, we saw last night Alex Johansson, one of those freshmen who's been playing juniors. He's actually a junior, not a freshman, rather. He has a great burst of speed, especially he puts his foot into the ice, and his first little skate there with the puck is really explosive. A strong skater, Alex Johansson. The Cats try to set up in the offensive zone here. But Noah Miller comes up with the puck for the Rams and sends it behind his own goaltender. That's Dawson Marshall digging for it there for the Cats. He's not able to pin it, and play continues on. This should be an ice against the Rams, and it is. Visit our official website at ArizonaWildcatHockey.org for the team roster, home and away game schedule, and much more. That's ArizonaWildcatHockey.org and and tell them Wilbur the Wildcat sent you, and get that excuse note to get out of work and come down and see some afternoon hockey here at the Tucson Arena. Scoreless in the first period. CSU breaks to center ice. And now into the Arizona zone.
offsides there, man. That couldn't have came at a better time there for the Wildcats.
So we'll have a face-off just outside the Wildcat zone. Now, I remember Colorado State back in the 1980s and 90s here at the Tucson Arena. Hockey moms are the best, and they had some hockey moms who would follow the team, and one had a cowbell. And I will never forget this cowbell because we heard the cowbell maybe a million times, along with her bellowing into the audience, "How about them Rams?" And I was just so happy that her son was a fine hockey player at Colorado State, but when he graduated, I was just so happy because cowbells, if you have to listen to them for hours on end, they just don't say hockey to me. Some people really like them. Let's get your hot take on cowbells.
On cowbells, I mean, well, first off,
how about them Rams?
First off, so a little secret here. I am from Colorado. My family is
a
Colorado State family. So I am playing a little double duty here today. Obviously going for the Cats, but yeah, cowbells. I mean, hit or miss, I would say, as long as it's not too much.
Yeah. Now this wasn't necessarily. I mean, I wasn't picking on Colorado State for having a cowbell. It was this one parent who had a cowbell and loved to ring the cowbell, and I'm just happy that there are no cowbells in the crowd here today. I'm just not very. I'm not big on the cowbells, I guess is what I'm saying, Will.
Well, what is it? Will Ferrell wouldn't be too happy with that opinion there.
Yeah, because he wants a little more cowbell. Will Ferrell wants a little more cowbell. So we have face-off in the Arizona zone, won again by Colorado State. They're doing a good job on the face-offs. But Arizona gets the puck up to Anthony Cusinelli. He's so dangerous with the puck, but he's got to get into the offensive zone with that puck to be dangerous. He heads to the bench as Arizona goes for a partial change. And Colorado State does a good job of attacking and getting to that center ice and over the blue line quickly. Arizona counters, and can they come back the other way? Ethan Stalluth with the puck. Can he get a shot off? He's a weak backhander, and Morgan makes a good save there. Almost halfway home here in the first period. We have a very even hockey game here. Two good skilled teams, each trying to establish themselves here as Ethan Stalluth picks up the puck again, takes a poor angle shot that doesn't quite get through. The puck comes out to center ice to Manny Rowe and will reset. Arizona hasn't been able to use their speed yet. Manny Rowe, will he get the puck on net? He's usually pretty good about feeding it down low. He does, but there isn't a cat there, and we have a whistle.
Too many men?
It's going to be a penalty. I haven't seen an indication of what the penalty is yet.
I think it was too many men. I think they got caught.
Well, the referee told our official scorer, but he has not told us, so we'll wait for the call. We do know that a Ram who's not on our roster is in the box. We'll have to wait to see who number 6 is. Arizona goes on the power play there. There's a shot that comes down low but gets blocked out and is just sent all the way down the ice over to Anthony Shuro. Ben Jones picks it up there for the Cats. Of course, Anthony Cusinelli is on the power play with Bailey Marshall, the two leading scorers for Arizona.
A bench minor for too many men on the ice. Serving the penalty for the Rams is number 6, Aiden Tolnai. Time of that penalty, 9 minutes, 31 seconds in the first period.
Good eye, Will. That was too many men on the ice. The Cats are on the power plays. They set up in the offensive zone. Puck goes wide of Morgan there. Picked up by Bailey Marshall. Sends it over to Jones up top. Cusinelli to Marshall. Marshall tries to feather it in, and there isn't a cat there to bang that one home, but they keep the puck in the zone. Back to Bailey Marshall. He's looking down low. He takes a shot. That gets deflected out. I think that may have been off the stick of Alex Johansson there. Cats looked dangerous there in the offensive zone, but you know, sometimes you can be a little too cute and looking for that perfect play. Sometimes it's good to just get that shot on goal.
Especially in a game that's going how it is. You know, I mean, this penalty power play could not have came at a better time for the Cats.
9:25 to go in the first, still scoreless. Matthew Hull with the puck at the blue line. Back to Hull up top. He sends it down low. And a good deflection and a good screen there. But Joseph Morgan makes two good saves, keeping that puck in sight and jumping on it. You know, Will, I want to know, Do we have an Arizona defenseman who's also a 1960s TV detective?
I've heard this. I've heard yes.
Well, I want to find out. So watch there. A new episode of the Wildcat Hockey Report at our YouTube video channel will also show that at the beginning of our intermission after the first period. Find out if one of our defensemen for the Arizona Wildcats is actually a 1970s TV detective. I'm going to guess the answer is yes, because that's why we're talking about it. Cats still on the power play for about 20 seconds. As Stalhuth comes over the line with some speed behind the net, tries to get it out to Plymouth. Westland sent the puck wide, and Jesse Lowell, another one of the newcomers for Arizona, digs for it there. But Trent Cowden for the Rams gets it up, but not out. Cats keep it in at least briefly. Now the Rams come to center ice. Oh, they just barely get it out of the zone. That should do it for the power play. Still scoreless here as Westland comes over the line. Westland with the puck, doesn't have any help in front though. Has to turn around. Oh, and the puck went behind Lowell. And the puck comes down for an icing. 8:12 to go in the first period. Arizona's starting to show a little bit of life.
No, definitely. I mean, Stalia's getting himself in some good positions there down that left side. You know, you'd like to see some of these pucks thrown on net kind of bounce back in the right direction for the Cats here.
Now yesterday or last night, all of those pucks seemed to bounce right to the stick of an Arizona Wildcat and they sent it home. Goals are a little bit more difficult to earn here today. And I mean, every time there's a big a game like that where it's 9-1, I always wish that we could save like 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 of those
sprinkle
goals.
them around.
And when we need one, bring one out. Cats send another backhander in on net. I don't think Morgan really saw that, but he was in the right position. And it goes wide. Morgan's played well in net here this afternoon as the Cats come over the line, and there's a big shot from Trey Decker that goes wide. Over to Dungy. Dungy sends it in low. Some good traffic in front and a loose puck, but again, no Wildcat stick there to send it home. We remain scoreless. Cats starting to come alive here a little bit, maybe getting their legs back a little bit after last night's game.
Yeah, this is much better from the Cats so far. You know, that first 5 minutes there, they looked a little sluggish, but I think they finally locked it in here.
Albert Moreno brings to center ice, and now over the blue line comes Kyle Nelson. Big hit on the far side there, no call. Good, no, they are going to call that. This might be hitting from behind. Or boarding, let's see. That's going to be a charging call, I believe. It's going to be a 2-minute minor against Justin Dungy. Well, you could have called that boarding, hitting me from behind. Charging. I don't know. They're all 2 minutes. That's a good call. I was wondering if it was going to be called. I thought it was a good clean hit, but it was from behind. So CSU gets their second penalty of the power play of the game. 7:03 to go in the first. What do you think, Will? Would you have blown the whistle on that call?
That's one of those ones that goes either way. You know, that's the call that he decided to make on the ice.
Justin Dungy, 2 minutes for charging. Time of that penalty, 12 minutes, 57 seconds in the first period.
Again, he didn't take a couple strides there in the players, so I don't think that was a charge. But they're all 2-minute minors, so charging, hitting from behind. Regardless, the referee saw a penalty and called it, and Colorado State has the man advantage again for another minute 30. Another great opportunity here in this first period for Colorado State to get a lead. Arizona and Colorado State have each had a power play in this first period. Neither one were able to score. We remain scoreless. This is the kind of game I was expecting, Will. Two skilled teams. They're going to have to probe a little bit each other to see where they find a weakness, and you get the idea that a mistake here, a mistake there is going to lead to a break for either team.
No, absolutely. I mean, these penalties, if they keep racking them up, someone's going to get burned at some point.
There's a good screen, and Anthony Shiro makes one save. He lets up a rebound, but he gobbles up that second shot. Anthony Shiro is so strong positionally in goal. Very strong goaltender. Of course, Arizona is lucky to have one of the best goaltending combos at this level of hockey with Nolan Bivalsik, who would start in most ACHA teams. Arizona blessed with a lot of talent in goal. But Anthony Shuro, still just a junior. I mean, he started as a freshman in the national tournament for Arizona. That's how strong a goaltender he is. Play back on, 5:50 to go in the first. Ben Jones, he's taking that. That's if that other call was a charging, that should have been a hitting from behind or a boarding right up next to the glass. And the referee looked at it and kept his whistle in his pocket.
But I mean, you gotta stay consistent, in my opinion. But
Nothing called. Play continues on. A tough, hard-hitting game here. As the power play has 15 seconds left for Colorado State. I think that should have been an equalizer there, but play continues on. The referee did not see it that way. And we keep our record perfect, Will. The referee has never called a penalty because I thought one should be called. they never have.
there's a reason why we're up here.
It's amazing how they've never listened to what I have to say. Of course, they have a completely different perspective on the ice, too.
Right.
They see things differently than we do. And this is, of course, I think it's the most difficult game to officiate. And referees do I think a superhuman job calling this kind of game.
Absolutely.
Puck comes in on Shuro, and he doesn't like what's happening in front of him, and he freezes it. So 4.5 minutes to go in the first period. We're still scoreless.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested in seeing how these Cats can kind of end this period here. You know, it's been kind of back and forth, some sloppy penalties, and you just kind of hope that they can even get one before the end of the period here.
Your hometown hockey team, your Arizona Wildcats. Support your Wildcats and call now for tickets to see Arizona hockey at the Tucson Arena. Call 791-4101 now and bear down. Now stick around between the first and second intermission. We have a package of video highlights and features all about Arizona hockey. And we'll also have an interview right before the beginning of the second intermission with Colorado State player number 14, Kade Warner. That's in between the first and second period. Big pileup in front of Joseph Morgan, and we have a whistle and play will continue on. So stick around between the first and second intermission for lots of features all about Arizona Wildcat hockey. You know, you talk about scoring or giving up a goal late in the period and how it has a psychological effect on a team, especially in a game that is so closely marked here between these two teams. Either team who scores in this last 4 minutes of the game is going to have a big psychological advantage going to the locker room.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, especially just the mood in the locker room compared from last night to this afternoon. I mean, it's going to be completely different.
Puck just kind of sits in the Arizona zone. Finally, Sean Patton for Colorado State goes to pick it up, but here comes Manny Rowe for Arizona. Backhands it to center ice. Oh, it doesn't get very far. That's a delayed offside. CSU gets back onside and continues on. They've shown some good speed here today, the Rams.
Yeah, I mean, these guys came ready to play. I mean, you think maybe their legs would be a little bit tired, but I mean, they came ready to go.
There's Bailey Marshall tripped at center ice, and he looks around. This will be a delayed call on Colorado State. He was going to have a breakaway. If there is a good penalty to take, that was a good penalty for Colorado State to take, because Bailey Marshall, the best scorer on the Arizona squad, was going to be going on a breakaway there. So Arizona, with 3:12 to go in the first period, will have its second power play of the period. Let's see if they can make something happen there. But they were about to burst out with speed through center ice there.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great opportunity there. You know, one of these things about these the CSU Rams here is they've picked up a lot of penalties. They have a couple guys on their roster who have a ton of penalty minutes, and maybe the Cats can take advantage of that.
Yeah, we were looking at that. There are a couple guys with some good penalty minutes.
2 minutes for tripping. Time of that penalty, 16 minutes, 48 seconds in the first period. And it gives your Wildcats a Hogan Transportation power play.
Matthew Hull sends it down wide of the net. Comes up the far side boards with Cameron Timor, that great freshman we were talking about, raving about last night. Sends it up to the blue line. Back to Hull. Cats not very definitive so far. Wasting a little bit of time over to Timor. Yeah, Cats don't look very confident right there with the puck in the Colorado State zone. And now they send the puck to the blue line and over. Justin Plumhoff with the puck. CSU doing a good job of interfering with Arizona as Anthony Cusinelli keeps it in the zone. It's in the slot and loose. Oh, man. Alex Johansson had the puck right at the top of the crease. He really didn't have any time to put that anywhere where he wanted to, just on goal, but Joseph Morgan makes a big save. Those were the kind of plays that were going in the net last night, Will.
And I mean, kind of a broken play there, and you just kind of throw it at the net. I mean, CSU until right around that point was doing a good job, not even letting Arizona get set into what they were trying to do.
Play back on, and Colorado State breaks out. .45 seconds to go on the power play for Arizona. Let's see if they can set up one more time in the offensive zone. There's Anthony Cusinelli just sending the puck down low. And if they keep Anthony Cusinelli's touches to that, and there's a backhander right on that. Oh, I thought that went in. It just went wide. I thought that went over the shoulder of Joseph Morgan, but it bounced over him into the corner. I was going to say, if Anthony Cusinelli, all he's doing on the power play is touching the puck and sending it down low, Colorado State would be very happy. He needs to get his stick on that puck somewhere near at the top of the circle, and then he could be very, very dangerous. Last 10 seconds of the power play. Colorado State comes over the line. They get a shot that's blocked. Coming down to the last minute of play in the first period. Cusinelli digs for it there. So stick around between the first and second intermission for our Arizona hockey features. Then our interview with Ram Kade Warner right before the start of the second period. Josh Larson breaks through with the puck, sends it to the far side where Kyle Wade digs for it. He's trying to freeze the puck there with 50 seconds to go. Comes loose to Larson. Now up to the blue line. Can they send it down low? They do to Ethan Staluth. But the Rams break out back to center ice. Play comes in on Sherrow, and he does the wise thing here with 34 seconds to go. Just freezing that. He didn't like that there was a little bit of chaos there going on in front of him. And sometimes that's a really good play just to stop play and reset.
Especially this close to the end of the period. You don't want to give up a goal at this point, and you just got to play it safe. Face off here in the Arizona zone.
Last 30 seconds of the first period. Oh, and the puck is just sitting there in the crease. Again, an Arizona stick not there to send it home. Last 15 seconds of the period. The puck goes out of play. Oh, this is a hard-fought hockey game, Will Harmon.
Oh, this is great. This is what I mean. Yeah, the 9-1s are fun, but when they're back and forth, I mean that's kind of what you want. I feel like.
You are from Colorado, aren't you?
No.
You're from Colorado.
No way. I want the Cats, man.
You're from Colorado.
I want the Cats. I go to the school.
We want both teams to play well, obviously. Yeah. Hey, that's okay. How about them Rams? That's okay.
I mean, it would be different if I knew any of the people on the team, because then I feel like I probably shouldn't even be on this game.
3-2-1, that's it for the first period of play. And we're scoreless here at the Tucson Arena between the number 12 Arizona Wildcats and the Rams of Colorado State. That was, after the first 5 minutes or so, I think that was a pretty well-played period of hockey.
Definitely.
The Rams with 10, the Wildcats with 13. The score after.
So Arizona with 10 shots on goal, Colorado State with 13. I think that's a pretty accurate reflection of the game too. Arizona had 40 shots on goal after 2 periods yesterday. This is a much more evenly contested hockey game.
Yeah, I mean, I think Coach Berman's gonna talk to him in the locker room. I would be surprised if they didn't come out flying here in the second period.
So after 1 period of play, Arizona scoreless with the Colorado State University Rams. Now stick around because we're going to have a whole highlight reel of features having to do with everything to do with the Arizona Wildcats. And after that, before the start of the second period, we'll have an interview with Colorado State player Kade Warner. So stick around because you are watching University of Arizona Wildcat Hockey.
I'm Timothy Gasson.
They call me the AZ Puckman. I've been following hockey at the University of Arizona for more than 30 years. And this is my Wildcat Hockey Report. I'm Timothy Gasson, and welcome to another season of the Wildcat Hockey Report. I'm joined by senior defenseman Manny Rowe. And Manny, I've been excited to see you develop as a defenseman in your years here as a Wildcat. Now it's your senior year. Do you have any specific goals for your development as a defenseman your last time around here with the Wildcats?
I think for the senior ride, it's I got to move all my development down, and I got to help progress all the freshmen and the sophomores and kind of make sure they know what they're doing and what they're getting into, and they know what expectations we have going forward.
Now, you remember what it was like to be a freshman making the transition to college hockey. Yeah. So you know what a good senior leadership can do for a hockey team. Is that what you're trying to transmit to this hockey team? Absolutely.
I remember my freshman year, I had Oz and Olsen, and I remember specifically things they said to me, and know those are the same things I project to Timor, and I have Jones and Hull, and they know exactly where they need to be.
Now, you have a new defensive partner this year back on the blue line. Is it difficult to adjust to a new partner? Does it come naturally? How long does it take to get used to working with someone new on the blue line?
Yeah, just about a week during practice, just finding out where he likes to go, where I like to go, if he's more physical at the blue line or likes to sag in a little bit. And then also just getting to know him off the ice, too. I like to build that connection, hanging out with them, and then going to the library as well.
Now, Wildcat fans know a lot about Manny Rowe. They know that he has this wonderful red hair. He has alternating great beards or long hair or this wonderful mustache that he has now. But they probably don't know your real first name, Manny, which is?
My whole name is Raymond Mannix Rowe.
Now, Mannix, that's M-A-N-N-I-X, is named after my favorite TV detective from the 1970s, Joe Mannix, from the show Mannix. But you have never seen this television show.
No, my dad told me the same story. He said that was his favorite show, and that's my middle name, but I have not gotten around to watch any of it.
Okay, so I'll tell you a little bit about Mannix. Mannix was really intelligent. He was really cool, and the women really liked Mannix. So I can't think of a better first name for you than Mannix.
I mean, if he was a redhead, too, I'd have to say spot on.
So that's all in good fun, Manny Mannix Rowe. But I'm looking forward to seeing what you do on the ice here in your senior season. Is there one thing that you want to achieve here, other than the obvious, we all want to be champions? There's one thing that you want to achieve here as a Wildcat before you graduate, besides watching an episode of Mannix with me, and I guarantee I'm going to make that possible for you on one of your road trips. What is it that you want to achieve here?
Back-to-back WCHL, and we want to end in the top 5. That's it's an eye-opener, and some people just thought it was kind of, they didn't think it was real that we got the WCHL, so we want to go back-to-back and really show them with a top 5 finish.
Well, we've been talking with senior defenseman Manny Rowe. Congratulations on this wonderful year last year, Manny, and good luck for this year. And let's continue on now with more of the Wildcat Hockey Report. There's another goal. That's a beautiful tip in by Tyler Griffith. That's Ethan Scaluth with the goal. There's a shot to goal. Arizona takes the lead. Anthony Cuccinelli with the backhander. He shoots. He scores. Your Arizona Wildcats, champions of the Cactus Cup.
Hi, I'm Jackson Peters, and I'm joined here with the head coach of the University of Arizona Wildcat hockey team, Coach Chad Berman. And Coach, we're standing in front of the Tucson Arena ice, something you guys haven't seen a lot of this far. Can you talk about a little bit, of what you guys have had to do to find ice and how that's affected you, with your preparations for the season?
Yeah, so we've been making some trips to Chandler, Gilbert, Scottsdale, touring the whole area there. So it's been an adventure and a journey, but we're big proponents and thing we're pushing this year is wherever there's adversity, there's opportunity. And so opportunity in that is we've gotten to know each other a little more on the bus, and it's like we've been on the road early. I think it pulls a team together. So obviously, with an older team that we have, it's nice to have a lot of familiarity with the systems and what we're trying to do structurally. But also you have guys who have been around this culture that understand how to pull the group together.
So something I know that the fan base has definitely seen is the growth of this program over the past few years. This is your 6th year at the helm of this program. Can you talk a little bit about What are some of those milestone, moments that really shaped the growth of where this program has come to be today?
Yeah, I can go big and small, and they're all just as impactful. The first time you beat ASU was a turning point. When I took this program over, we had, I think it was like a 34-game losing streak, and I think we contributed more on top of that the first 2 years. And so when we finally made that happen, it was kind of a turning point of a checkpoint of where we were. Obviously winning a conference championship last year, and this conference is very difficult to do, so we were really proud of that. As far as little things, this may, the turning point last year, we were on a bus in Colorado. We do a lot of meetings on the road in the hotel rooms, things to get to know you. And it's like they say, once you've built your culture when they're teaching you. I go to the back of the bus, and our group's doing a spelling bee with the rookies. So it was one of the most entertaining bus rides I've had, but it was a sign to me that guys were taking ownership of the group, the culture, how things blend together, and that really was a turning point, I thought, for us that probably goes unnoticed.
And luckily for you, you have a lot of returning players. Do you think, some of the culture from bus rides like that is going to carry over into this year?
Yeah, I think that stuff's contagious. You got to have. We have 30 guys in our roster. You got to be rowing in the same direction. It is very difficult to get to that point, but we've gotten there, and now it's about sustaining it. So, every day we're making a deposit into the things that it makes to keep that consistent and necessary, and hopefully that continues to evolve.
Well, thank you so much, Coach. We've been speaking with head coach of the Arizona Wildcats, Coach Chad Berman. I'm Jackson Peters.
Your hometown hockey team, your Western Collegiate Hockey League champions, your Arizona Wildcats. Tickets for Arizona hockey are now on sale. Support your Wildcats as they battle ASU for another Cactus Cup championship and more at the Tucson Arena. Your hockey team, your Arizona Wildcats. Call 791-4101 for tickets now. It's time for another Arizona Wildcat hockey, this or that.
Crosby or Ovechkin?
I'd have to go with Ovechkin because he has a pretty nasty one-timer. Yeah.
Mighty Ducks or Blades of Glory?
Blades of Glory. Yeah, Will Ferrell's hilarious.
Blondes or brunettes?
Brunettes. My girlfriend's a brunette, so I kind of have to go with that.
Friends or The Office?
Office, of course. Yeah.
Why?
It's just a classic. I've seen it probably rewatched it 4 or 5 times now. Yeah.
Marvel or DC?
Marvel, no doubt. Yeah.
Why?
Just better movies in general. Better movies, better quality of movies. Yeah.
Morning person or night person?
Definitely a night person. Yeah.
Why?
I struggle to get up in the morning sometimes. Yeah.
Fair.
That's my alarm clocks.
Boxers or commando?
Oh. See, I don't wear boxers, so this is a tough one. So commando. Yeah.
Why?
It's more freeing, more loose.
Set there, boys. All right. Backside set. All right, gentlemen, gear down. Good.
You walk into this building on an ASU night, I mean, it feels different. Everybody feels it, from the fans to, you know, the media, down to the coaching staff. Beating these guys, you know, a couple more times, so I don't think that anything could really beat that.
And the Wildcats will secure the Cactus Cup.
There's a shot to goal. Arizona takes the lead.
That is all Jake Dickinson. He's wheeling and dealing. That's my player of the game, Tim. Easy.
Welcome back to the Tucson Arena, where the Arizona Wildcats are scoreless with the Colorado State University Rams. We're getting ready for the second period of play. Before that, our own Jackson Peters talked to Colorado State Ram player Kade Warner about tonight's game. So let's roll that interview now, and then we'll get ready for the second period of play. It's time for another Arizona Wildcat hockey, this or that.
Crosby or Ovechkin?
Probably gonna have to go Crosby.
Why?
I mean, he's literally like the champion of everything. He's won everything. He's got gold. He's got Stanley Cup, Hart, everything.
Mighty Ducks or Blades of Glory?
Ooh, can't go wrong with Will Ferrell. I'm gonna have to go Blades of Glory for sure.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs. I like dogs a little better. Bigger size, everything. I don't know.
Hi, I'm Jackson Peters, and I'm joined here by number 14 of the Colorado State Rams, Kade Warner. Now, Kade, you guys didn't have quite, the result you wanted last night down in Tempe. Could you talk about, a little bit about that 5-2 loss and, how you guys are going to have to, bounce back from that here today?
Yeah, I think the big thing for us is just kind of getting back on track with the win. Obviously last night was a tough game. It was a really back and forth game, and some guys got a little banged up. So hopefully just kind of work hard and kind of do the little things right tonight for sure. So
something we've been talking about here on our broadcast is, how does that, losing that first game on a 3-game series kind of, push or hurt your momentum moving into, playing a different team for the last 2 games?
I think it's definitely kind of a kick in the butt for sure. A loss on the first night, it necessarily isn't the worst thing. Obviously, it's not the best thing, but I think it'll kind of give us a little extra motivation coming into tonight and hopefully into tomorrow. So.
And this is Kade's first season in Division I ACHA men's hockey, coming from Division III NCAA. Can you talk a little bit about how that transition has been for you?
Yeah, it's been good. I think the big thing is coming back home to my home state, home school. It's been good group of guys in the locker room, and that's really kind of helped out my cause for sure. So it's been a smooth sailing transition for sure.
Thanks. Well, we've been speaking with Kade Warner. We'll send it back to the booth with Tim Gasson.
Welcome back to the Tucson Arena. We're just a couple minutes away from the second period of play. I'm Timothy Gasson, joined by Will Harmon. And Will, for a Friday afternoon game, we're the guys are trying to get themselves back together after a quick turnaround. That was a good period of college hockey.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it started off a little shaky there for the Wildcats, and then they kind of settled in. I mean, it was back and forth after that. I think the Cats had a couple of the better chances of the game there. And we would have liked to see a couple of those pucks maybe bounce in the net there. I know a couple of those pucks Morgan didn't quite see. And those are the types of pucks that are bouncing around, and hope you can just kind of get a lucky one even.
You get the idea that a lucky bounce might change the complexion of this game. Both teams have been pretty good in the defensive zone. Both teams have been good at moving the puck. And both goaltenders have been good. And this is something that let down the Colorado Buffalo a little bit last night. Their goaltending let in some soft goals. Well, I get the idea we're not going to see many soft goals from either of the netminders here this afternoon. Now remember, Cat fans, we'll drop the puck again Saturday, 1 p.m. here at the Tucson Arena. Once again between Colorado State and Arizona. 1 p.m. puck drop. If you're a U of A student, just show your CAT card and you get in for free. There's nothing better than free hockey. Well, no, I guess there's one thing better. That'd be winning hockey. The Wildcats also winning the game. But we can't guarantee you that, but we can guarantee that you get in for free if you're a U of A student with your CAT card. And then we return in 2 weeks back to our regular time, Friday and Saturday night, 7:30, for the first home games against Arizona State University. And I have a feeling, well, it's always incredible when Arizona State comes to town. Arizona went up to Tempe to start the season after just a couple practices and won one game and tied the other. And I think we're going to have some upset Wildcats here in a couple weeks when ASU comes in. I'm not saying upset on the ice. I'm saying I think their attitude is going to be that they want to show that they're more in midseason form there in a couple weeks against Arizona State.
Yeah, I mean, those games being on the road for the Cats right at the beginning of the season, I mean, yeah, the rivalry is still there, but now they've had a couple games both ways there, and they're kind of settled in, and I'm always excited to see it's Arizona versus Arizona State. I mean, what's not to like?
Those are
other than the Cats, or other than ASU, of course. Sorry.
What was that, Will?
It was a. I don't know what just happened there.
Is this thing on? Is
I
this thing
apologize.
on, Will?
Yeah, no. Am I still employed here? Or,
sorry. Getting ready for the second period of play. I gotta believe, Will, that both coaches. I think there's probably some details, some minor details that they want to clean up, but they got to be pleased with how each of their squads played there.
I agree. I mean, it sounds weird, but to come away from that still 0-0. I mean, now you just have a 2-period hockey game basically. If you're the Cats, you got to get that top line going with Cusinelli. They haven't really even gotten the puck in the zone too much, other than on those power plays. You'd like to see them kind of take the lead here.
As we said, both goaltenders playing well in goal. Joseph Morgan for the Rams, Anthony Shuro for the Cats. I thought maybe the Cats might have come back with Nolan Bivalsic after the quick turnaround from last night's game. But I get the idea perhaps the Cats thought that Anthony Shuro didn't see enough quality action last night, that 9-1 win, that it really didn't help him because the Cats played so well in front of him. He didn't face a lot of shots, and he gave up one goal late. And they wanted to get him some a better real live competition here. Well, he's certainly getting that from the Rams of Colorado State.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely getting a lot of shots on net there. I mean, it is such a luxury, like we said, with Turo and Bivalsic. You can kind of just interchange them and still get quality performances out of both.
The puck is down, and the second period is underway. Blake Hoffman throws it down into the Arizona zone, and Chris Westland gets it to center ice. Oh, almost cross ice pass to Cusinelli, and he would have had some speed up the wing, but it gets blocked and comes back to Ben Jones back in his own zone. Jones now to the blue line. Over the red line and throws it down low, and Bailey Marshall's going to go for it there. Number one line out for Arizona to start this period. Bailey Marshall being held up there. Boy, I think you could have called holding the stick there. Nothing called. Play continues on. Referee letting the two teams play here. Cats come away with it. Over to Jones as he lost the hand on it. He does send it down low. couple more players tumble to the ice, and a good no call there. And here comes back Colorado State the other way. Christopher Nitchin sends it down in, and Hull's going to go and pick it up for Arizona there. This is an early season game, Will, but there's a bit of an intensity to this. I think both squads know they're finding out about just how good they are against another quality opponent.
Definitely. I mean, you're definitely trying to, with the top quality performances like these, you're trying to boost your resume almost too. You want to get these road wins, especially if you're CSU, but if you want to get a quality home win too.
2-on-1 for CSU. They get a good shot off on Anthony Shuro. Well, and we have to talk a little bit about the rankings too, because Arizona is ranked number 12. Colorado State is not in the top 25, although I suspect they're going to creep into the top 25 pretty soon here. These rankings really don't mean too much right now because they're the coaches' rankings. It's very much like college football. They don't have the computer rankings until 4 or 5 weeks into the season when they have enough data for the computers to make a little bit more sense of the rankings. And these are almost placeholders from the end of last year. We think Arizona should be a little bit higher than number 12. And we also think Colorado State should be in that top 25 too. And I think in a couple weeks, both of those things will be true. Shot comes in on Shuro. He's unable to find it, but he does kick it off into the corner. Good play there by Shuro as he makes another sure-handed save there. Anthony Shuro having to be sharp here early in the second period. But so I think the rankings will make a little bit more sense in a couple weeks. And I think both of these teams know they're going to be right there in the thick of it, contending in the Western Collegiate Hockey League. Just a few minutes in to this second period. Face off to the right of Anthony Shuro in the Arizona zone. Noah Miller sends it down low. Ethan Stahlhuth digging for Arizona. The puck comes out in front of the net, but nothing but Rams there. And Chris Hedgehog, one of those other fab freshmen, picks up the puck behind his own goaltender. Surveys, and Cats make a good first pass out to Josh Larson now over the blue line. He's looking for some Cats trailing. Oh, gets it right through the crease, but it comes back to Justin Dungy, who sends it down low to Plumhoff. Plumhoff with the puck. Oh, and there's a beautiful pass across, but the Cats just could not get any wood on that. Trey Decker got his stick on the puck. Oh, that was almost a beautiful feed for Trey Decker.
Had a couple different chances there. A puck, going across the crease there several times, and you kind of feel it coming maybe here for the Cats.
Face off to the left of Morgan in goal for Colorado State. He's played very well here today. Cully Olson for the Cats digging for it there, but Colorado State comes out with it. Throws it in the Arizona zone. There'll be no icing there. Hedgecoat back for it for Arizona. Colorado State doing a good job of kind of bottling up Arizona in their own end. And they get a shot from the blue line that goes wide. Nice opportunity for Colorado State. They get another rough angle shot. And there's a puck that comes right back into the slot. Wow, what a nice save there by Anthony Shuro, standing tall. 2 or 3 surefire scoring chances for the Rams there as the Cats have to take an ice. Wow, that was without Anthony Shuro in goal there, the Rams have a 1-0 lead.
Definitely some monster saves there from Shuro. He's definitely playing pretty well tonight, or this afternoon. I keep screwing that up.
Well, it's because a 1 p.m. Puck drop is very weird. It's only now, not even 2 p.m. And we're used to dropping the puck here at 7:30 at night. So you think if that's weird for us, Will, think how weird it is for both hockey teams.
Definitely. I mean, these guys' legs are probably you've seen a couple pucks be fanned on here by both teams, so you wonder if that has something to do with that as well.
Well, I got to believe it. And just the physical demands of such a quick turnaround. You can hydrate, you can try to go to sleep. I mean, anyone who's played a competitive hockey game knows as the shot comes in and over, Morgan knows it's difficult to go to sleep right after a game. You got to go to sleep, but you're all hyped up. This is just a very difficult thing for both teams to do as Colorado State comes in with speed. There's a backhander that almost goes in. It squirts wide. Colorado State really coming on here. Cats have to respond. There's Anthony Cusinelli with the puck shortly. They've done a good job of keeping the puck off of Cusinelli's stick here. We know how dangerous he is if he has any space at all in the offensive zone. But that play there has been like it's been today for Anthony Cusinelli. Just the puck just going over his stick. It's not finding him yet here today. These Cats are running around a little bit in their own end. Colorado State moving the puck well. Off to the blue line. Comes in on a good screen off of Shuro. He makes another save. Well, the story of the first 5 minutes of this period so far is the stellar play of Anthony Shuro in goal for the Arizona Wildcats. But Colorado State is right back in. Another weak backhander goes wide. Cats just trying to get the puck out of the zone. They do, and they get to center ice. Cats look just a little flat-footed here, Will, and Colorado State finding their legs.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of tired legs there on that last shift. They were able to get them off there, but, you know, I mean, that's the nature of this. You know, you gotta fight through those kind of situations.
Well, the Cats have so far, it's a 0-0 tie. More than 5 minutes in to the second period. At this point in last night's game against Colorado, Arizona had a 6 or 7 goal lead. Well, this is much more like what competition in the Western Collegiate Hockey League is going to be like for Arizona. As the shot comes in on Morgan, he makes the save, and that's why you can feel the intensity in this one. We're still early in the season. You know, the other thing in the Western Collegiate Hockey League, we haven't had a chance to talk about this, but Arkansas has left the league, which means for this year we have an unbalanced schedule. 3 teams are going to join the WCHL next year as the shot comes in on Morgan. He saw it all the way and makes another good save. But for this season, it means that everyone will play the same number of games, but they won't play everybody else in the league the same number of times. It's an unbalanced schedule. So they're going to determine the conference champion by winning percentage, not wins and losses. Now, as a fan, this is not fun to follow because you can't figure out exactly what's going on. But basically, it's because everyone doesn't play each other the same number of times. They have to go with the winning percentage. What percentage of your games did you win rather than just the straight wins and losses? In any case, it kind of magnifies every win in the league becomes even bigger. And Colorado State can ill afford to drop a second or third one here on this road trip. Arizona, of course, trying to protect home ice as Shuro blockers that one away. A little more sense of urgency from CSU as Ethan Stalhuth at the end of a shift comes in. There's a big rebound, and the puck just goes wide as a Cat is taken down. Josh Larson taken down. No call. This ref is letting these guys play.
Stalhuth's been the player of the game so far, in my opinion. He's getting himself into some good positions and getting the puck in some dangerous spots.
Well, another one of those seniors that's really taking seriously his senior opportunity, Ethan Stalhuth, always been a good player for Arizona. He's really showing flashes of becoming a great player in his senior year for the Arizona Wildcats. He played well last night as well, too, Will. The puck comes right in on Shuro again, and he's wondering, is that puck behind him? He's not sure where it is, but it's underneath him. The referee loses sight of it in any case, and we got a whistle. Boy, without Anthony Shuro, this is 2 or 3-0 Colorado State.
He's playing pretty well. I mean, he didn't even see that last one. You know, that's. I mean, it's a major thing for him to be able to stop that puck and keep this game at 0-0.
Face off to the right of Shuro. That's Ben Jones in for Arizona. Puck comes to a dangerous part of the ice, and the shot goes high and wide. Can Arizona get it out? Good possession there by Trey Decker. Sends it up to Kyle Wade in center ice. Wheels it over the line and down low Decker races for it there, and Kyle Wade digs for it for Arizona. You can tell, I think, a little bit of the talk on the bench was the Cats showing a little bit of grit here as a collision in on the goal by Ben Jones causes a stoppage of play. Last couple shifts have been a little grittier from Arizona.
Yeah, I mean they're ready. They're fighting back here, and CSU's kind of as you just saw with that last play there. You can't just sit down and let that happen. You gotta go back at them, and Arizona's been doing that.
Arizona Hockey Media is hard at work for you. See our home game broadcast simulcast at youtube.com/UA Hockey and at facebook.com/Arizona Hockey. And remember, where the Wildcat wants you to bear down, and hopefully you're watching right now, either on our simulcast at YouTube or Facebook, all part of the Arizona Wildcat Hockey Network. As Bailey Marshall goes for a backhander there. Wow, that was earmarked for the near side high corner, but goes over the net. Marshall digs for it again. You can tell Arizona understands. Chris Westland with the puck there, sends it right in front. A beautiful feed over to Ethan Stalhuth. But Morgan stands tall there. A good opportunity for Arizona. And you can tell there's some talk on the Arizona bench about upping the emotional dial a little bit right here in the middle of this game. And Arizona responding as Colorado State had carried the play for the last few minutes. But we remain scoreless. Boy, it makes that first goal in this game so big, Will.
Huge. It could be a crusher if you're on the wrong end of it, and it can change everything if you're on the other side of it. So, it's going to be a matter of who can get that one first, obviously.
Heading toward the halfway mark of the game, halfway mark of the period. Puck hit with a high stick there. And Arizona picks it up. Yeah, it was hard to tell here exactly who touched that puck, and I don't think either team knew.
This game's getting a little chippy here, Tim. I'm interested in seeing how that plays out for the rest of this game.
Yeah, you can tell both teams are absolutely invested in this one. Good college hockey game here on a Friday afternoon at the Tucson Arena. Remember, we drop the puck. Same time tomorrow, Saturday afternoon, 1 p.m. Our broadcast will start at 12:45 p.m. right here from the Tucson Arena, Colorado State and Arizona. Face off to the left of Anthony Shuro, won by the Cats. Jesse Lowell gets it up to the blue line, but Tyler Nelson for Colorado State is able to recover and get the puck. Ben Jones circles around, and this is where the challenge, where the small crowd here for this afternoon game plays into play. The Cats aren't going to get any extra adrenaline from the home crowd here today. It's got to come internally.
Yeah, I mean, you look for a guy like Cusinelli, the captain, or even Stalhuth, as we were talking about, to maybe step up and try and get the guys going here. As we were talking about with the game being a little chippy, that's the kind of thing you got to make sure your head's staying on straight. Don't pick up any dumb penalties or anything.
Well, and as we said, Arizona has been prone to the penalty box. This is one thing that, if you're going to mature to be a championship hockey team, when you're challenged like this, you have to stay out of the penalty box. You get the idea. There's a Cats brought to the ice there. Jesse Lowell dumped to the ice. Play continues on. Boy, I don't know what it's going to take. There's a nice save there by Joseph Morgan out at the top of his crease. You wonder what is going to have to happen for the referee to blow his whistle here for a penalty. Will, he seems to be, he's really letting these boys play.
Yeah, which is interesting, because the first period I felt like there was a couple that could have gone either way, and now we had several of the same plays, so maybe they're just going the other way on that one this time.
Play back on as we're now under the 10-minute mark. Halfway home here in the game and in the second period, still scoreless. Another opportunity for Arizona. I think the amount of scoring opportunities have been about equal here between these two teams. This is about as equally played a game as you can get, as there's a big pileup right in front of Morgan. And things are getting a little testy there. Right in front of the net. And is that Anthony Cusinelli mixing it up a little bit? No, thank you for pulling your sweater down. It was actually Justin Plumhoff. 18, 19, 15, if the back of the sweaters fold up, you can't tell the number. So I apologize, Anthony. That was actually Justin Plumoff who took some exception there in that pileup in front of Morgan. It shows you how the intensity is building in this game halfway through, and we're still scoreless. Colorado State wins the faceoff. They've been excellent on faceoffs here this afternoon. As Hedgehog goes back for it for Arizona, picked up now up the near side to Josh Larson. Good to see him back in the lineup. He played well last night. You can tell he's working himself back into season form. He didn't play in the first games. He took a swing and a miss there at a bouncing puck. Josh Larson is, as the puck comes in on Sherwin, he just freezes it. Josh Larson is one of those important ingredient players. You know, he's not playing on the first line, but he scored some big goals for this team. And secondary scoring was something Arizona really needed to improve on over last year. With some of these freshmen, it looks like they've added to that, but we don't have first line scoring at this point. We're still scoreless more than halfway through this game. Who's going to be a hero for either team and pot that first goal?
And that was one of the things from last night that we were, so happy about, was seeing how much mixed scoring there was. 9 different players in the first period had points, and you obviously you go to that top line for scoring, but to have it trickle all the way down to some of your deeper lines too is really what this team is going to take to the next level, I feel like.
A couple opportunities for Colorado State, but Arizona is able to get the puck out to center ice. Yeah, there were so many different people who scored last night. That was the real good news. It wasn't just your all-stars for Arizona, and newcomers playing in their first game in this building, scoring some goals, and so that's was very encouraging. But you just got the idea that it seemed to come so easy that you felt sometime during this weekend the guys are going to have to work much harder to get those goals, and here we are at that game. CSU doing a good job of keeping the puck in the zone, but Arizona now breaks out to center ice. Dungy sends it down low. Now stick around between the second and third period because we'll have more video highlights and features from Arizona Wildcat hockey and another Wildcat interview. We'll interview him as he comes off the ice and have that for you shortly before the beginning of the third period. So that's between the second and third period. That's in 7 minutes or so of game time. Between period 2 and 3, more from Arizona Wildcat hockey. CSU picks up the puck. Albert Moreno with the shot that goes off the blocker of Shuro. This is going back and forth, and you can tell no one wants to be the guy to make that one mistake. And that's why these are great games to figure out just your weaknesses, your strengths. There's a nice tip on to Shuro. Boy, his positioning and his reflexes have to be great there. You don't have to tip that puck much just to beat a goaltender, just getting it on net. Shuro once again making a great save.
No, that was huge. I mean, he's been great tonight, or this afternoon.
See, if we had like a roof, a ceiling on the arena, we could see where the sun is. But as anyone knows, this looks just like it does in Manitoba at a hockey game. We don't know if it's day or night.
Right. It's gonna feel weird walking out of the arena and it's still gonna be sunny outside, I feel like.
We should just sleep here. Just wake up and call more hockey. I'd love that. I've done that in this building.
You slept in this building?
Yeah, it was when I did 2 years. I was doing both the minor league hockey team here and U of A hockey, and sometimes like today, we would both play on the same day, and there'd be like 6 games in 3 days, and I would just sleep in the press box.
I can't tell if you're being serious or not.
I know this is actually true. And I love it. That's not a complaint. That was like, God, just so much hockey to do. I was also the hockey columnist for the Arizona Daily Star at the same time. So, boy, in Tucson, Arizona, when you have opportunities to do hockey, you take those opportunities to do hockey. But I felt like maybe I would have gotten more rest if we would have just slept here last night because we got out of here after 10 last night. Another save by Shuro. And then 12 hours later, we're setting up for today's game. It might have been a smart thing to do. 5:46 to go in the second period.
Visit our official website at ArizonaWildcatHockey.org for the team roster, home and away game schedule, and much more. That's ArizonaWildcatHockey.org.
Colorado State wins the faceoff there and sends it down low. Arizona digs for it there. Hedgehog with the puck. Oh, and they do not get it out. They give away the puck. It goes right back behind the net. Dangerous to the side of the net, but Justin Plumhoff comes up with it. Oh, still not out. Cats have had several opportunities. Now they send it high in a pop fly into the Colorado State zone. That's a good play. Boy, when you start running around in your own end and you just can't get that puck out, bad things will happen. Justin Dungy with the puck. Sends it over to Hedgehog. Up the near side pass, Larson out to center ice. Now you see there's an example of a player. He didn't quite know where to go with the puck, but he wanted it to come off his stick. That's not a good play if you don't know where you want that puck to go. Cats send it down low over to Ethan Stouhuth. The shot goes wide. Is it pinned on the back of the net? No. Yes, it is now. Comes loose. Here's Coley Olson with a bad angle shot that goes wide and out of play. No one quite knew where that puck was. Olson tried to go to the top corner there. Coley Olson, of course, the younger brother of Orion Olson, former captain from the Arizona Wildcats. The Olson family so prominent here at University of Arizona Wildcat hockey. Now a sophomore. It's just wonderful to have an Olson on the roster. And Cully there almost potted Arizona's first goal. Still scoreless. Max Meyer in on the faceoff for Arizona. 4:35 to go in the second period. Alberto Moreno in. No, he's chased out of the circle. Arizona briefly wins. They do win the faceoff. Cully Olson with the puck. Meyer and Jones digging for it. Check that. Mine's in Meyer. Meyer with the puck right in front of Mason. Oh, and it just goes wide. He took a nice cut right in front of Morgan, had the puck on his stick, and the puck just went wide. That might be the best opportunity Arizona has had in this game, but we remain scoreless.
That was, I mean, just the patience there by the Cats in the zone there to not, go too fast. It opened up that opportunity.
Ooh, there's some nasty action in front. More action with Coley Olson. We're calling his name a lot here as the net comes off the mooring.
I want to go back to when we're in the zone over here, or the Cats are, they're doing all the right things. They're blocking the shots, they're getting in the way, and then they're working hard. But that outlet pass is kind of seems to get them trapped in the zone there a little bit. Keep CSU going.
Yeah, that first pass so important for any team, and sometimes Arizona's a little too deep in their zone, and they're trying to make too long a stretch pass, or sometimes making the easy play is the right play, and sometimes, there's an internal clock that sometimes can go in a player's mind. He thinks he has to get rid of the puck. And how many times have you seen a puck that is just blindly thrown up the boards, ends up in your own net? And there's another puck that goes just over Anthony Cusinelli's stick. He gets that puck in shooting position. He has a great opportunity there. Hull blocks the puck. It does come in on goal. Cats showing some pressure here. Hull over to Jones. No, Hull has it. Doesn't really have a lane. Ooh, it comes in, and I don't know if Morgan saw that, but he was in the right position and made the save. He's been very good here. Anthony Shuro's been very good here. That was a good offensive possession by Arizona there. Looks like they're keeping their number one line out. Bailey Marshall in on the faceoff. Won by the Cats briefly. Oh, they do have it. Timor tried to go down low and then cross ice, and it gets tipped into the stands. Cusinelli back, still on the ice. Boy, he's had the puck just bounce over his stick a couple times. I get the feeling that puck is going to find his stick in a shooting position here, and it's going to turn into good things for the Arizona Wildcats. Only 3 minutes to go in the second period for that to happen, as we remain scoreless. And I really think, Will, the small crowd and the lack of energy in the building is playing into this game and in Colorado State's favor a little bit here.
I'm with you. I mean, I mean, in a weird way, it kind of plays into the fact that both these teams were playing like less than 24 hours ago, and you have this groggy feeling to you, and then you come into this arena, and it's an afternoon game, and there's a kind of a lighter crowd. I mean, it definitely plays in the favor of the Rams, in my opinion.
Rams over the line. Shot comes down low, and Cusinelli makes another good save. Nitchin didn't have a lot on that shot, but he got it on goal. You know, in games like this, it doesn't have to be a perfect play. Just has to get on goal. That is if your goaltenders aren't playing exceptionally well, and both of these goaltenders are. But it can all start sometimes just with a little chaos in front of the net. Get that puck on net.
Feels like that's the type of goal that we're going to see here.
Longer this goes, scoreless, I think the better it is for Colorado State. So there's Dawson Marshall off to the blue line. Puck comes down low but doesn't get through. Good play there by Vincent Mastrandrea.
A lot of action behind the puck there, Tim.
And what kind of action is that, Will?
Yeah, a couple bodies going flying, sticks going everywhere. I think it was just more of an incidental contact, but, you know, again, to the chippiness, you know, it's playing into it for sure.
Well, and here at Arizona, we do not use the 2-referee system. We use the 1-referee system with 2 linesmen. So a lot of stuff behind the puck does not get called, and you can find some pretty interesting stuff going on back there. Interesting stuff that doesn't get called a penalty. Arizona continues on the last 1:30 of the period. Boy, you can tell the intensity notching up another notch again here late in the period. As we said, any team who scores in those last couple minutes, there's a shot. Oh, I saw it. That was going to the far upper corner. That just missed. Wow, another opportunity for Arizona. You score in this last couple minutes, and there's a puck that just goes over Ethan Stalu's stick. Another opportunity right in the slot. The emotional impact of scoring this late in the period can be huge for and against. Last minute of play. As the puck comes in on Morgan and he makes the save. Be interesting to see how much gas is in the tank of both of these teams in the third period. It has been up and down and intense, and both teams played last night. And they'll drop it again tomorrow. Now, I don't like these 3 games in 3 days. That's a big physical burden on any hockey player, especially a college hockey player. So the puck comes in and just squirts wide again of Morgan. You know, I think the chances now have pretty much evened out. This could be 3-3 or 4-4, but instead it's scoreless in the last 30 seconds of the second. That's a good play there by Bailey Marshall, knocking Christopher Nitchin off the puck. Last 25 seconds. That's 15 seconds of the period. I think both teams just happy to kill the period. 10 seconds. A little bit of chippiness going at the end where the puck is at the boards. This is where the whistle can't come soon enough when guys start jostling at the boards. But the whistle does blow. The teams separate. And after 2 periods of play, it's the number 12 Arizona Wildcats scoreless with the Colorado State University Rams.
With 13, Arizona with 13. Score after 2 completed.
So 13 shots on goal for either team, a pretty evenly matched period. Some good opportunities for both teams. There will. And now it comes down to a third period. This is a great learning experience, win or lose, for both teams.
Absolutely. I mean, we saw a lot of those chances going both ways there. You know, kind of more towards the back half, we saw the Cats getting some opportunities that, you know, just a couple inches either way, you know, it's going in the back of the net. And that's something that, you know, the longer this game stays 0-0, the more tense it's going to get for both, but I think more so the Arizona Wildcats, you know, you need one of those bouncing pucks to kind of go your way at this point, because it's frustrating. These games, when it's 0-0 and you have several chances in front of the goal, it can build up to more frustration, and the longer that you're not getting those pucks in the net, the more frustrated your team's going to get.
Well, stick around, Cats fans. We're going to have a package of features and highlights all about the Wildcats coming up here. And then right before the beginning of the third period, we'll hear from an Arizona player to see his thoughts on this game so far. After 2 periods of play, it's Arizona nothing, Colorado State nothing. You're watching University of Arizona Wildcats hockey. It's time for another Arizona Wildcat hockey, this or that.
Crosby or Ovechkin?
Probably gonna have to go Crosby.
Why?
I mean, he's literally like the champion of everything. He's won everything. He's got gold. He's got Stanley Cup, Hart, everything.
Mighty Ducks or Blades of Glory?
Ooh, can't go wrong with Will Ferrell. I'm gonna have to go Blades of Glory for sure.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs. I like dogs a little better. Bigger size, everything.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Boxers or Commando?
I like to wear Lulus a lot, so definitely Commando.
Oh, wow. Okay. Why?
They got like the liners and stuff inside, so it's comfy. Might as well.
Blondes or brunettes?
I'm a brunette, so I like brunette.
Okay. USA or Canada?
Canada.
Why?
I'm Canadian.
Where in Canada are you from?
Victoria, BC.
Okay.
Gotta go Canada.
Bench or penalty box?
Bench.
Why?
Usually penalty means you did something bad, so.
Your hockey team. Your Arizona Wildcats. Call 791-4101 for tickets now. There is no doubt that number 16, Kelly Walker, is the best of the best. Kelly, when I think of you, I think of the love and the commitment and the greatness you achieved here, right on this ice. Kelly and his teammates were 24-0 versus ASU over that 4-year stretch. Please direct your attention to the south end of the Tucson Arena as we now reveal the banner honoring Kelly Walker. Please welcome back to the ice of the Tucson Arena, number 16, Kelly Walker.
You guys have a chance to show this town college hockey at the greatest level that you guys play. So I'm just extremely humbled to be here, to be in front of you guys, and to be in front of this whole great arena. And it's a very emotional moment for me. I'd like to thank my girlfriend, Andrea. I'd like to thank my line mates, Corey, Johnny, Johnny Wags, Goldsey, Danny Anderson, certainly Tommy Smith. I want to mention thanks to the great presentation that Tim did for me today. I want to thank Coach Burns. I want to make special recognition to Shane Fossell. And I also like to take recognition for every other player who has played here at the University of Arizona, who's proud to have played for the University of Arizona, and who continues to support this great program going forward and in the future. So guys, thank you so much for the tribute. Thanks for the support. Love you guys. Thank you very much.
Stay right there. We're perfect. We're perfect. Colorado State's on first, guys. Good work.
Let's go, boys!
all for the camera.
16.
Longtime Arizona hockey fans might remember that I was the media director for the team for the first time in the late 1990s, and I found a recruiting video that I made for the team in the year 2000. Now, in the 1980s and 1990s, as college hockey got more popular, it was common for colleges to put the word ice in front of their nickname. So Arizona State were the Ice Devils, and Arizona were the Ice Cats, and that's the name that you'll see in this recruiting video, which was made a full 10 years before Arizona adopted their regular Wildcat nickname. So let's get in the time machine and go back to the year 2000 and see this Arizona hockey recruiting video. Located in central Tucson on 352 acres, the University of Arizona is one of the top-ranked universities in the nation. Surrounded by soaring mountains in the Sonoran Desert, the campus boasts lush lawns, palm trees, and more than 300 days of sunshine each year. More than 35,000 undergraduate and graduate students attend the U of A, coming from all 50 states and more than 100 foreign countries. Arizona also has one of the most successful collegiate men's ice hockey programs in the United States, the Arizona Ice Cats. It's a new season, a new century. But you still can't beat this cat. It's the 21st season of Arizona Ice Cat College Hockey. 18 home games at the TCC with 4 matchups against arch rival ASU. The Arizona Ice Cats compete in Division I of the American Collegiate Hockey Association, the ACHA. All home games are played in the 7,000-seat Tucson Convention Center near the U of A campus. More than 1 million fans have packed the TCC over the years to watch Arizona Ice Cat hockey. That's an average of 5,000 fans a game, making the Ice Cats one of the top 5 draws in the U.S. for collegiate hockey at any level. Paul, for those who haven't seen what it's like to have 7,000 people at the Tucson Convention Center to cheer for the Arizona Ice Cats against a team like arch rival ASU, for instance, can you tell them what kind of madhouse it is to see the Ice Cats play in front of 7,000 home fans?
Well, it's dubbed the Madhouse on Main Street here at the TCC, and when you come in, even if you come in for a game where we'll play a St. Louis University or something, you know, that's not a big rival of ours, we're still going to have 4,000, 5,000 people in the stands, you know, screaming your name. You get to see signs with your name on it. It's uncomparable to anything I've ever had before I got here. The biggest crowd I ever played in front of was maybe 400 or 500 people in high school, a big high school rivalry.
I'm sure you were told there were 6,000 or 7,000 people for some of the games here at Arizona, but were you still surprised when you walked out onto the ice the first time in front of that many people?
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's one thing being able to sit in the stands with the 6,000 people and watching, you know, the team play. It's one thing. Another thing, step on the ice in front of that many people, and it's just nuts. It's you know, the crowd's screaming. You know, you're the home team, and you know, you got your arch rival ASU down there, and just be able to play in front of that crowd. It's pretty nerve-wracking your first time out.
It is the most exciting feeling there is against Arizona State to score a big goal. I can't explain it. You get jumped on by your players. I mean, 7,000 fans cheering for you. It was a great experience. It happened to me last year twice, 2 games in a row, and it was just the greatest feeling of the year by far.
In this ACHA, you've got Penn State, Ohio State, Michigan, Dearborn, on and on, Iowa State. I mean, we're talking about some of the biggest hockey colleges in the country, which we play. We have a graduation rate that is far better than any other sport on the University of Arizona campus. And needless to say, they got to be an excellent hockey player. We have young men that comes out of junior A's. We've had some that come down from Division I, quote-unquote big schools, which we play anyway, but they much play here in front of 6,800 people than play in front of 1,000. There is, I guarantee you, not a fan in the country that matches our fans when it comes to making noise, bar no place in the country.
Founded in 1979, the Ice Cats' numbers are staggering. More than 400 wins, a record 18 consecutive national tournament appearances, 8 Final Four appearances, and the 1985 National Collegiate Club Championship. Mark, talk about the travel that this team takes, because many teams will play just their closest neighbors, but the Arizona Ice Cats fly all over the country to play games. Talk about the opportunities you have to play the best teams in the country.
We go on road trips all the time during the year. I mean, they're a lot of fun. We go all to Penn State, make it down to Chicago, out in the Midwest, California. We travel all over. We just get to play the best competition.
Are you glad you came to Tucson, Arizona, attend the University of Arizona, and play for the Arizona Ice Cats?
Oh, definitely. It's one of the best decisions I've ever made. You get to wear sandals and shorts to the rink every day and have fun playing hockey, and the school itself's a great school to go to.
Here's Bailey Marshall, the star from Central Oklahoma. Back to Cusinelli, the all-everything star for Arizona. Down to Chris Westland, who sends it in on goal. That's a good idea. It's right in the slot. And it's a goal for Arizona! I think that's Bailey Marshall. Bailey Marshall, who already had a couple goals last week for Arizona. And that's a big one for the Arizona Wildcats. They even this at 1-1 in the second period. It could go in the period. There's a high hard shot, but just kind of sitting around in the crease. Where's it? It's in the net. That's a goal! Arizona scores the first goal! As the Cats go in the man advantage. Get the puck up behind the blue line. Down low to Cusinelli. Shoot the puck, Anthony. He does. That's a beautiful shot. Shoot the puck. Anthony Cusinelli. Score the goal. Anthony Cusinelli. Arizona takes a 3-0 lead. Wow!
That's an excellent look by Cusinelli. You saw him look for the pass first, but then he was aware. He had a clear shooting lane, and he took it, and he's one of those guys that can put it just where he wants it.
Anthony Cusinelli turns with it. Oh, naked shot. It gets tipped in. Anthony Cusinelli just threw it towards the net, and I think Bailey Marshall may have tipped that one in. Up the near side boards. That's come away with it. Justin Plummer, the goal. I'm not sure if that's Justin Plummer's goal.
I think that might have been Trey Decker. I'm not quite sure, but
I think Decker just threw that in front and it bounced in. Arizona's possession of the puck. That can't happen. Cats come over the blue line. And they shoot, they score! They shoot, they score! Arizona scores! And that puck was given up. We talked about mistakes. Wow, what a mistake right in front of Joshua George. Anthony Cusinelli had a good shot there, but George saw it and made the save. You know, Anthony Cusinelli, I think, just needs to shoot the puck a little bit more like he did there. He switches now to the center of the ice. Take the shot, Anthony. And he shoots, he scores! Anthony Cusinelli! He shoots, he scores!
Great puck movement there by the Wildcats on the power play up top.
Welcome back to the Tucson Arena. We're between periods 2 and 3, between number 12 Arizona and the Rams of Colorado State. We're scoreless. And our Jackson Peters just talked with Arizona Wildcat Chris Hedgehog about the game so far. So let's roll that interview and then we'll get ready for the third period of play.
Hi, I'm Jackson Peters, and I'm joined here with number 3 of the University of Arizona Wildcats, Christopher Hedgehog. Now, Christopher, you're a freshman defenseman, and through 2 periods, you guys have been really strong in the defensive zone. What are you guys going to have to do in the 3rd period to make sure that keeps happening?
We just got to keep working them out in the D zone, and then eventually we can break through, get pucks out, and then put one in the net.
Thanks, Christopher. Good luck in the 3rd period. We'll send it back to the booth with Tim Gasson.
So we're waiting for the teams to take the ice for the 3rd period of play. I'm Timothy Gasson, along with Will Harmon. And this is afternoon hockey. This is play hooky hockey from school and from work to come to the Tucson Arena and see Arizona play. And this is a really good college hockey game.
Yeah, it's been back and forth. Pretty much about the equal amount of chances each ways. I think Arizona's had a couple of the better opportunities. But, I mean, that's not to say that, Churro's playing great in the Arizona goal there. And you hope that one of these pucks that goes bouncing around kind of bounces out on Arizona's side there.
So we remind Wildcat fans, follow Arizona Hockey on all the social media platforms, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and more. Then head over to our YouTube video channel for more Wildcat hockey. And remember, Will Harmon, Wilbur the Wildcat wants you to bear down. You especially. He's pointing at you.
Me.
Will Harmon to bear down.
I mean,
you're about to graduate from the University of Arizona. I think you appreciate the Wilbur the Wildcat.
No, I've seen him around, for years, and it's nice to be recognized.
You didn't even know he knew you, did you?
What?
Yeah, you didn't know that Wilbur the Wildcat even knew you. He does.
Yeah.
He's been following you along.
I mean,
so in talking about our social media, of course, so right now we do a Twitter play-by-play, and we have a couple very talented UA hockey media students who do our Twitter feed play-by-play. And also Instagram and Snapchat, I believe we're doing today as well. And I salute the Arizona Hockey Media team that is here. It's a quick turnaround for this hockey team. It was a quick turnaround for my media team to get this broadcast together here early on a Friday, bringing Arizona Wildcat hockey to Wildcat fans around the nation. We love to hear from the Wildcat fans from all over the globe who are connecting through our game broadcasts and our Twitter feed. So thank you for watching and participating and for your interest in Arizona hockey. And we welcome the Colorado State University Rams fans and parents and those interested in that program. Those Rams are playing very well today, and it's all going to come down to this 3rd period. Now, I don't want to jump ahead too far, Will, but there is overtime in ACHA college hockey. We play for 5 minutes. If no one scores, we go to a shootout. Now, for the ACHA computer rankings, if no one scores in that overtime period, it's called a tie. But because this is a WCHL league game, we do play a shootout, and it becomes a shootout win or loss for either team, and that really only applies to the WCHL standings, not the ACHA computer standings. So that's why Arizona has 5 wins and 1 tie, according to the ACHA. In the league, they have 1 loss, a shootout loss to Arizona State University that they hope to avenge here in a couple weeks here at the Tucson Arena. So that's why if you look at the team's win-loss records and you wonder why I'm saying that Arizona has 5 wins and 1 tie, that's the ACHA record. And if you're confused now, don't worry, we'll make sure to make it much more confusing as the season goes on, because as I said, the WCHL standings are determined not by wins and losses, but by the winning percentage, because we have an unbalanced schedule of this year with only 7 teams in the league. Everyone's playing the same number of games, but not playing everyone else in the league the same number of times. Now, a couple years ago for the minor league pro team here in Tucson, it was the same situation, and we had to be watching as it was getting towards the end of the season for playoff positions and for division positions, the winning percentage, and it was changing every hour as teams were playing. You couldn't go by the wins and losses or the points necessarily. I think it almost became a situation where the team with the most points didn't win the division, actually, because of this bizarre winning percentage calculation. In any case, we're early on in the season. We don't need to worry about that yet. what the fans of the Arizona Wildcats need to think about is this third period tied with the Rams. So, okay, Coach Harmon, you're in the room with the Arizona Wildcats. What did you tell your boys before the third period?
You know, like we were talking about with the chippiness, you cannot pick up a penalty. You just can't, you know, and the chances are coming, okay? So you just got to keep those flying, you know, the Stallhuth line and Cusinelli and Marshall. I mean, these chances are coming, and it's just a matter of the puck bouncing just one way or the other, and you'd like to see that continue in this period. And going back to what you're saying about the rankings and everything, you know, yeah, to get to the shootout, the loss or win or whatever, and how that factors into it, I think the Cats would just much rather try and get a goal here in the third period and just not really have to worry about that at all. And you know, the amount of shots that they had and Colorado State have, it's about even. And so you think that this game might continue that way, but you really hope that Arizona can get it going here.
Well, and you got to hope that the game isn't decided by Arizona heading to the box. That's been their buggy-boo early in this season. And you don't want to give one of those free opportunities to your opponent in such a tight game. If the puck comes in on Morgan and he squeezes the pillows and makes the save, I have to especially tip my hat to both goaltenders, who I think have played exceptionally well here in this game. The scoreboard reflects that, but you know what? Both teams have played well in front of their respective goaltenders too. Now there's Cusinelli with the puck on his stick. He didn't have an alley or really anything to do with it there. He sent it down deep. He's cruising for the puck right at the top of the slot. Can they get the puck to him? But CSU comes away with it and heads up ice. Shuro sticks it aside. Here comes Bailey Marshall with some speed. He throws it off the boards, and they have to let him go around with it. Oh, he tries a backhander from a tough angle, and it goes wide. Chris Westland sends it down deep. And Arizona's going for a partial change there. Westland and Marshall off. Now Anthony Cusinelli is off as well. I'm wondering if Anthony Cusinelli is okay. His skating was a little odd there on that shift. Keep an eye on number 15 and see if he's okay. He didn't have his regular stride there. So keep an eye on number 15, a star for the Wildcats, Anthony Cusinelli. CSU comes back up ice, taking the man, but not the puck. And the puck moves from left to right there, and that slot is open and goes just wide again. Anthony Shuro and the Wildcats just dodged another arrow there as play continues on. Can Arizona get the puck out? They do. Splitting up the middle of the ice is Alex Johansson. And we have a whistle. Boy, he is a strong skater and pesky. I don't know what happened there that he's a little hot there under the collar. Regains his composure there and is heading off to the bench. I don't think anything was called there. I think that was just an offside. But boy, you can feel the intensity here. Small crowd, but from the two benches.
I mean, the longer this game stays 0-0, like we've talked about, I mean, when it's this type of game, you really do get more and more frustrated in those kind of little digs and kind of shots and stuff. They hurt a little bit more for whatever reason, just because the game is going the way it's going, and I'm interested to see how that plays out.
Face off all the way back in the Arizona zone to the left of Anthony Shuro. Justin Plumhoff in on the face-off, but it's won by CSU, and it goes wide. Behind the net, that's Samuel Cote for the Rams. Cats regain it up to Larson. Back 2-on-2 with the Rams off the boards. Tried to get it over to Decker. Larson goes in front, but he doesn't have the puck. There he is behind the net, taken away from him. Cats have to be careful about too much individual one-on-one play here as well. That can tend to happen too when you get frustrated and you're scoreless. Here's Hedgehog with a good poke of the puck off of a Ram. Just underway in the third period. We are scoreless. Shots on goal, 23 for Arizona through two periods, 26 for Colorado State. Pretty even game. We've got an icing on Colorado State. And now, you know, small details like that, like icing, are going to play a part in a game where both teams are going to be pretty tired here in the third period, having played last night. A lot of pressure face-offs. CSU has been very good on face-offs, but this one's won by Arizona, thrown down low. That's Tyler Nelson. Arizona comes away with it, though. There's a puck that just squibs wide. Hold with the puck for Arizona, sending it up to Kyle Wade. He headmans it. Meyer with the puck, just has to send it around. Up to the blue line. Ooh, and it almost bounces in like a fly ball, but blocked before it gets to Morgan. Here's Arizona with the puck again. Boy, Colorado State doing a good job of clogging up the passing lanes, the shooting lanes. Not a lot of easy opportunities for Arizona, but here's an easy one. There's a shot from near the blue line by Max Meyer. Handled by Morgan, but he wasn't able to glove it. And it comes out to center ice. This won't be icing. Shuro will leave it over for Hull. 4 minutes into the third period. Back and forth and back and forth. There's Timur with the puck. Boy, he's a impressively physically built young man, Cameron Timur. 21-year-old freshman who's played juniors. And there's a shot that goes high and wide. Boy, that was a headhunter that went high and wide. He's going to be careful about giving away the puck and shooting positions like that. As there's another one. Anthony Shuro bailing out the Arizona Wildcats, running around a little bit in their own end there, Will.
I was just about to say, you know, Churo had a save a couple minutes ago as well. You know, it's just got to be a little bit better. The Rams are kind of going through the neutral zone a little too easy. They're not getting bumped off the puck. And Churo's had to come up big with a couple of saves.
Absolutely nothing. 15:36 to go in the third period. If you didn't hear the ambiance in the arena, that was the song War being played. What's it good for? Absolutely nothing. If you just heard me, I'll bet you that sounded pretty interesting.
Nailed it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Will Harmon. I'll be here all week. A fine college hockey game on a Friday afternoon here from the Tucson Arena. Number 12, Arizona, getting everything it can handle from the unranked Colorado State Rams. But I don't think Colorado State is going to be unranked for long, and Arizona's offside at the offensive blue line. This is a really well-balanced hockey team that the Rams have.
Yeah, I mean, this is evenly matched is what I was going to say, too, just as far as Arizona and Colorado State go. You know, I'm interested in how the game tomorrow goes for sure, but, I mean, as of right now, these teams look right about even.
Well, they're even on the scoreboard, scoreless in the third. You know, goaltending sometimes at the ACHA level of hockey can be hot and cold. We have two good goaltenders here in this one as the puck is just poked through the crease. No one there in that. Puck took a pinball that did not go in the net. Could have easily. So we remain scoreless. Puck comes out to the blue line. Send it down low. And it does. Oh, and it's deflected out of play. That was a good idea, though, to get some traffic in front of Joseph Morgan. I get the idea to beat one of these goaltenders. You're going to have to take his vision of the puck away. If he can see the puck, he might just stop it here today.
Absolutely. That play that we just saw is a little bit more what I would like to see from Arizona. You know, they got to get some bodies in front of the net. Hope for maybe a deflected puck, because it feels like that's kind of where, if there is a goal coming, that's where it's going to come from.
Face-off won by the Rams. Up to center ice comes Nicholas Marcancini. Cats get possession and are just going to throw it into the zone. They call Trey Decker offside there.
It didn't look like it to me, but I don't know. It could have gone that way. It was definitely close.
This game is so fast, you know, something that can look obvious to us. Sometimes, you know, then you look at the replay and you slow it all down and you see that the referee got it exactly right. It's actually amazing. But you know what? I think they're realizing that that whistle was wrong because they're having a face-off at center ice there. I think that was not an offside. Good for the referee to see that, though, and put the face-off there at center ice. Play continuing on, and the tension builds as we're scoreless, and the Cats give the puck away right in the slot. Still loose, but it squirts off to the near side boards. Bailey Marshall picks it up there and sends it to Ben Jones. Ben Jones is going to have to wheel behind his own goaltender. Being contended with there. Colorado State here doing a great job of slowing down Arizona. There's a stretch pass over to Ethan Staalhuth. Bailey Marshall digging for it there. He comes away with it. Oh, he throws it in on goal, but he just didn't have anyone there to do anything with it. And then Marshall's thrown to the ground, or check that. Oh, and there's some more stuff after the whistle going here. The intensity up. I think that's Staalhuth there. Yep. Oh, and he's upset. He's looking for his stick. Oh, and there's some talking going on here between these two squads now. Who's going to keep their a level head, or a leveler head, I guess, a more level head here in the third period? Will, who doesn't retaliate and get caught for a penalty?
We just had Liam Miller there on CSU talking to the ref there. You know, that's what the game might come down to. You know, it's going to be the tension's high, and you know, if you make one mistake and you're in the penalty box, and all of a sudden it's 1-0, or in either way, you know, that's not what you want.
Cats had a clear shot at the goal there. Alex Johansson again, and it's deflected out of play. Yeah, you know, as we know, especially when there's just one referee, a lot of times it's the retaliation that gets called, not the first thing that caused all the conflict. Cats have to be careful there that they're not caught for the retaliation and end up in the box and it costs them a hockey game. You know, again, that's one of those things that's very easy for us to say up here from the box, you know, in the middle of that battle down there, and you're getting hit in the head or you're getting a high stick. It's only natural to go and defend yourself, but often that's what gets called as a penalty. Very difficult not to retaliate, you know, at that moment, but winning hockey teams figure out how to do that somehow. Under 13 to go in the third period, still tied. Boy, this has all the earmarks of an overtime shootout kind of game. Puck comes down low, just misses Johansson there. He's got the puck and he's strong, and it comes out through the slot, but no one's there. Manny Rowe with the puck. Over to Timor, down to Anthony Cusinelli. Can he have a shot? Oh, he gets into a shooting motion. He does get a shot on goal. He's got it again. Can he get it in low? He does. It bounces in on Morgan, and he makes a save. Joseph Morgan playing very well in goal there.
I mean, you had the puck on Cusinelli's stick there. That's probably the first time all game that we've really said his name in that kind of way, and that's, I mean, if we can get that going, I mean, I think the Cats have a good chance at this.
Wait, he didn't let that rip, though. I think he was just trying to get that on goal and create a rebound, but there was no Cat around there to find the puck. You see, I think that worked almost every time last night, and the Cats are expecting those pucks to fall on their sticks here today. Well, sometimes you got to get some traffic going in front of that goaltender and get one of those grit goals.
You know, we've talked about the tired legs and the 1 p.m., but these guys are skating hard all around, I feel like.
I think after, you know, the first 5 minutes or so, both teams really, really responded to this challenge. There's another rebound and another great chance for Arizona. Yeah, I think the 1 p.m. thing, the impact it has now, Will, is that the two teams are going to be tired. They've played 2 games within less than 24 hours, and we're in the third period of a tie game. And that's just tiring. And it's another reason why you got to stay out of the box, because that will really tire out a team killing penalties. And early in the season, Arizona, why they had problems, they were in the box so much that they were just exhausted in the third period. And that's where we are right now, 11:39 to go in the third period. Arizona and Colorado State all tied up at 0. Hedgehog throws the puck around to the far side, now up to Trey Decker. Right back into the Arizona zone, though. I don't think a pretty perfect play is going to win this game.
it definitely doesn't feel that way, but boy, would I love to be proved wrong on that.
Yeah, it's not that we don't want a beautiful goal to win the game, but I just get the idea that a grit goal is going to win this game. But you have to have the puck to win the game, and Arizona briefly has the puck in the offensive zone. It comes out to center ice. Now, it'll be interesting to see, Arizona has several newcomers, freshmen as defensemen. Now, as we said, they're 21-year-old freshmen who have played juniors. They have a lot of experience. But this is their first homestand with this club. Now in crunch time, playing important minutes. How are they going to hold up in a pressure situation here in a league game? Getting down to close to 10 minutes to go in the contest as Morgan gobbles up that puck. I think we're going to see a lot of stoppages of play here now in this last 10 minutes where teams are going to have to conserve their energy a little bit. And goaltenders, if they're unsure, if they don't have a clear break out of the zone for their team, it's best to just gobble up that puck.
Absolutely, and on that note too, we got 10 and a half minutes here to play. I'm interested in how Chad Berman kind of plays some of his lines going down the stretch here, down at the end of the third period.
Cats come away with the puck briefly. Get it back to Ben Jones. Another shot goes wide, but there's a good idea. Look, there were some Cats down low trying to obscure the vision of Morgan. Puck is down at his feet, and he freezes it again. I can't say enough about both Anthony Shuro and Joseph Morgan, two fine college hockey players here in this one, but that's not the whole story. Both teams have had plenty of scoring chances, have played some good defense. They've both had power play opportunities. With how this game is being called, though, I got to believe it's got to be a pretty egregious penalty for either team to get a power play now.
And that's the thing too. We had two penalties on each side in that first period, and we haven't seen one since. So either
there's a trip that's right at center ice. The Cats can't believe it. It's not called, just as you were saying that, but it wasn't called. So play continues on. Well, that's a player with the puck tripped. So this is where the Cats have to keep their head. They can't retaliate or get frustrated by that. They have to keep playing. Now under 10 minutes to go in the period. Stouhuth with the puck. Boy, old-fashioned. He stood up at the blue line there. Shuro leaves the puck for Timor. Timor with some speed. Boy, I'm impressed with number 9, Cameron Timor. He had a couple goals last night, but he hasn't had that kind of opportunity here. Here's the puck thread through to a Cat. Oh, and there's another brilliant save off of Anthony Cusinelli. Again, that's the kind of opportunity with a little bit of speed. That puck got slipped in to him, and Morgan was right there and makes the save. Well, I can't tell you how many times in the last couple of years we have seen Anthony Cusinelli bail out the Arizona Wildcats with a big goal and an opportunity just like that. Well, this time Joseph Morgan was equal to it, and we remain scoreless. Timor goes back for the puck and kind of whiffs on it, but another Cat's there to pick it up. Comes right in front of his own goaltender, Manny Rowe, trying to headman it. Goes back to Jesse Lowell, one of the other newcomers. Ooh, two nifty moves at the blue line, but he doesn't get the shot off. Oh, it bounces off the end boards and takes a really weird
I mean, that would have been one of the goals we're talking about right there.
That almost bounced off the back of Morgan into the net. He really had to be alert there to make that save. We do have some, there are a couple weird angles off the end boards here at the Tucson Arena. I've seen some really crazy bounces, especially off the corners. But that was off the end board. That was an odd bounce. Josh Larson in on the faceoff. Now this is really early in the season. This is just the second game, home game for Arizona, and I'm already running low on fingernails, Will, because this one's a nail biter. Still scoreless. 8:25 to go in the game. Some nice traffic there in front of Morgan, but the puck goes wide. I'm used to this kind of drama when Arizona plays Arizona State. Well, we're getting that same kind of drama and intensity from Colorado State. Boy, you can hear both benches barking at their teams. These are two fully engaged hockey clubs for a mid-October game. These are two hockey teams really measuring themselves right now, how far they've improved over last year. This is Western Collegiate Hockey League action at its best, and they're going to call Arizona for an interference on the goaltender there. Justin Plumoff was checked into the goaltender. After everything you've let loose, I have no idea how you call that. That's an Arizona player who was checked into the goaltender. I know you want to protect the goaltender, but I just can't imagine that call being made. Did you see it? Did you see that differently, Will?
I did
is that a call that needs to be called?
I didn't necessarily see it that way. I feel like they always lean on the side of the goaltender on that kind of thing. But like you were saying too, with what's been let go so far, it's interesting that was the one that called. But here's one of those penalties that the Wildcats are going to have to kill off here.
2 minutes for interference. Time of that penalty, 12 minutes, 26 seconds in the third period.
Okay, well, it's a penalty, whether I think it is or not. And a great opportunity here for Colorado State. So Arizona almost had a break there, shorthanded, but Bailey Marshall was wrapped up there.
Wildcats are going to figure out a lot about their team right now with this penalty kill.
Inopportune penalty, which we were barking about from the beginning, and there's a nice deflection in that gets blocked in front of Anthony Shuro, but the Cats do get it out to center ice. Yeah, we were talking about this, boy, that giving up a penalty at the exact wrong time is one of those things that can kill a hockey team. Well, Arizona now with a minute to go on the power play for Colorado State. You're absolutely right. We're learning about the Arizona Wildcats right now as Manny Rowe picks up the puck, and he's just got to send that down. He does. Good play by Manny Rowe, just ragging some time off the clock. Down to 6:20 to go in the game, 45 seconds to go on the power play. So there's a long stretch pass to Tanner Gillis. Does go into the Arizona zone. There's a blind feed up the boards that does not get the puck out of the zone, and now it's right in the slot. There's a backhander. There's a shot and a goal. You could see that one coming as Ben Joseph for Colorado State had a loose puck, was able to move across the crease and backhand that one in, and that penalty puts Arizona down by a goal with 6 minutes even to go in this game. Good teams take advantage of the opportunities they have, and Colorado State finally cashes in with a power play.
21, Ben Joseph. The assist goes to number 23, Tanner Gillis. That's Joseph from Gillis. Time of the Rams power play goal, 14 minutes in the third period.
See, this is where after that 9-1 win last night, you just hope, God, I wish we could save a couple of those goals when we need them. Cats can't have any letdown here. Down by a goal. 5.5 minutes to go in the game. They need an equalizer. Great job there of keeping the Cats to the outside there. They were not able to get the puck to the center of the ice. There's Morgan trying to freeze the puck, but he missed it. It comes out to center ice. Cats keep it in. Tried to thread through there by Alex Johansson. Off to Hedgehog. Oh, there's a backhander that just goes wide. An Arizona player just took a high stick, no call. Justin Dungy tries to send it, sends it again. Wow, that may have gone off the mask of Morgan. It did go off his mask, and his mask falls to the ice. Goaltenders are tough hombres, let me tell you. Because I'll bet you he's just going to go back, have a little drink of water, put his helmet back on, and ready to go. Hockey players are the best, let me tell you. So we got to hope that Joseph Morgan is okay. This is why some goaltenders have their masks so nice and loose so that they absorb a lot of stuff, and that if they do come off, play stops because of it. Good news, Joseph Morgan is fine. Boy, he's played a whale of a hockey game here. Down to 4:45 to go in the game. Chris Westland with the puck behind the net. Cats need an equalizer here. This would be a really bad loss for Arizona on home ice. After a 9-1 win, you know, consistency is so hard to find in a hockey team, especially a college hockey team, and we're still really early. Arizona has not found their stride yet, but you know, the only good news if Arizona drops this game is what a nice wake-up call for you guys. Guess what? You did win the Stanley Cup last night with that 9-1 win.
Yeah, yeah. and that's kind of been the tale of this team. You know, they have these huge wins, or they have these tight, close games that go into overtime. You know, it'd be nice if they kind of even that out a little bit. But, you know, it is still early. And talk about learning about your team. How about this last 4 minutes here?
Yeah, with the pressure on both teams. I'm really impressed with Colorado State. I thought that they were going to be a good hockey team coming in here. But they've really shown that they're a really well-balanced hockey team. I wonder what happened in that. I did not see the game last night against Arizona State. They dropped a 5-3 decision to ASU. And either ASU is much better than I expected, or I don't know, maybe, you know, again, it's a long trip from Colorado. We don't know the circumstances of that game. But Colorado State is a fine hockey team. 4 minutes to go in the game now. Arizona needs a goal for an equalizer, but Colorado State trying to put this one out of reach. Boy, there has to be a sense of urgency under 4 minutes to go in the game. Now remember, at the end of the game, we'll talk to our player of the game if there is one, and the head coach of the Wildcats, and then we'll have our post-game report here from the press box. That's immediately following today's game, which will end in 3:40 if the Cats don't get an equalizer here. A lot of barking from the Colorado State bench now. They know everything's about clearing the puck now, keeping everything in front of you. Manny Rowe with the puck having a retreat in his own end. Yeah, now it's just about keeping Arizona from getting those chances.
Keeping my eye on Churro here, too. Be interested in when Coach Berman decides to pull him.
You know, it's interesting, the thought about pulling goaltenders now. Coaches are pulling goaltenders earlier and earlier. You know, even up there's a shot that's right on Morgan. There's an opportunity there for Trey Decker. The puck was kind of rolling there, and he couldn't get anything on it, but at least an opportunity for Arizona. You know, some coaches, if it's under 4 minutes, they're pulling their goaltender, which I think is amazing. Before, sometimes you'd see guys wait until 30, 40 seconds to go in a game. I remember when 1 minute was considered like, okay, that's a long time in the game to pull a goaltender. Now, we don't think that Churro should be pulled here with 3 minutes to go in the game. But I think that's fascinating that some statistics say you should pull your goaltender a little bit earlier in the game. We do have a face-off in the buff zone. So keep an eye on Anthony Churro, because if there's ever any extended time where Arizona sets up in the offensive zone, they might just pull him. There's a shot that goes wide of Morgan. Arizona needs a goal in the next 250. This would be a crushing defeat. An Arizona player brought to his knees there, but no call. That's a good play on. Cats are going to be offside there. They're just trying to pin the puck there near the blue line, but it comes loose. Down to 2.5 minutes to go in the game. Ooh, and a Colorado State player just smashed against the ice by Manny Rowe. That was Christopher Nitchin. He might win the battle here, or might win the war, but he didn't win that battle. He's smarting as he goes over to the bench. That was a big hit right up against the glass by Manny Rowe. But a big hit isn't going to win this game unless it gets the puck free to an Arizona player to get a shot on goal at this point. If the Cats do come over the line, Ethan Stalyuth with the puck. Comes out to Timor, or Hedgehog, Koch rather. He got a shot in, but it comes out to the near side. Hedgehog tries to get out to Marshall. It pops straight up in the air. Found there by Stalyuth. 1:35 to go in the game. Chris Westland with the puck. He tries to wrap around.
Penalty coming out.
Oh. Are we going to get a power play for? Oh, I think Arizona's going to go to the box.
I mean, that just sums up today's game if you're an Arizona Wildcats fan. I mean, it's just nothing really bounced their way, picking up penalties that they shouldn't have, and you know, yeah, 9-1 last night was great, but you know, now you just are on your way to dropping 1-0 here at home.
So Bailey Marshall goes to the box. Arizona will be shorthanded for the remainder of regulation. They're down by a goal, and now they're going to be shorthanded. And we'll see what this call was. I didn't see it, Will. So
I didn't either.
I thought maybe Arizona was finally going to catch a break there, as there's a face-off to the left of Anthony Shuro.
Number 11, Bailey Marshall. 2 minutes for slashing. Time of that penalty, 18 minutes, 30 seconds in the first period.
In the third period, rather. 1:22 to go in the game. A slashing penalty to Bailey Marshall. Boy, the referee must have been looking right at him when it happened to call that this late in the game. Anthony Shuro coming over and asking when he's supposed to come to the bench where they can get an extra man on, but it won't really be an extra man. They'll just be even up 5-on-5 with an open net goal. But here's Hull with a shot. Well, he had a lane for just a second, but Colorado State does a great job of deflecting that out of play. 1:18 to go in the game. Arizona needs a shorthanded goal. CSU wins the faceoff, though. This would be a huge win for CSU, and well-deserved, too. Really well-played game by the Rams and head coach Joel Weeks. Very impressive on the road. 1 minute to go in the game. Arizona down by a man and down by a goal. Win or lose, we'll have interviews at center ice, and then we'll have our post-game wrap-up. And remember, we drop the puck again here, same time tomorrow, 1 p.m., Saturday, here at the Tucson Arena. If you're a U of A student, you get in for free with your Cats card. 35 seconds to go in this one. Cats need to get the puck and get it up ice. CSU doing a good job of just dragging time in the Arizona zone. They do have the man advantage. 25 seconds to go, and this one, the time is just dripping away here. CSU can just waste all the time they want. Last 20 seconds of the game with the power play, and they just cycle the puck down low.
I mean, they're just working harder at this point.
13 seconds to go in the game. Colorado State's going to win a well-deserved 1-0 victory here in Tucson. But guess what? Instant redemption tomorrow. Arizona will get to play these same Colorado State Rams tomorrow at 1 p.m. here at the Tucson Arena. Colorado State goes and celebrates with Joseph Morgan, and deservedly so. Morgan was great in this game. Shuro was too. A well-played college hockey game. It does not go Arizona's way. Colorado State with a huge win. Well, guess what? Tomorrow is going to be a huge game for those Arizona Wildcats.
No, but they're going to be fired up. I would be surprised if they came out looking like they did today. You know, Shuro played unbelievable. Just one kind of mistake there, and it didn't go his way. But tomorrow's a new day. The team is going to gather up and fix what they have to fix, and hopefully be better tomorrow.
Okay, so stick around because we're going to have our interviews at center ice, and then we'll have our post-game report. That's the end of this one. Colorado State with a big 1-0 win over the 12th-ranked Arizona Wildcats. You're watching University of Arizona Wildcat Hockey.
Hi, I'm Jackson Peters, and I'm joined here with the head coach of the University of Arizona Wildcats, Coach Chad Berman. Now, Coach, of course, not the result you're looking for, a much different result than yesterday, but you held them right till the end. What are some of the good takeaways you have from today?
I don't have a lot of good takeaways. Colorado State absolutely outworked us. They won this game more. You could tell in their shot blocks, their pass blocks, they won more battles. They had better puck support. We got absolutely outworked. It's embarrassing.
So are you going to be looking, over the next day to come out tomorrow and really start winning those battles in the corners, those one-on-one battles, start blocking shots? Is that kind of your key to tomorrow's game?
Well, we never really stopped as far as I was concerned, so I'm not sure where the direction changed.
All right, well, thanks, Coach. Good luck tomorrow. If you're joining us on our Facebook and Twitter feed, we'll send it up to the booth with Tim Gasson and Will Harmon. If you're joining us inside, we hope you'll join us right here tomorrow, where the University of Arizona Wildcats will take on the same Colorado State University Rams.
Thank you, Jackson. So a disappointing afternoon for the Arizona Wildcats. They drop it 1-0 to Colorado State. I thought Colorado State was going to be a good hockey team coming into this one, Will, they proved they're a very good hockey team.
Yeah, I mean, they worked hard. You know, they fought their way into it. Morgan played unbelievable in the net. You know, we just heard Coach Berman say, you know, that they were outworked. You know, I agree to an extent. I think Arizona did work hard as well. But you know, that's how it breaks sometimes.
So the one lone goal by Ben Joseph of Colorado State was enough for them, and it came on a power play. We were wondering, would Arizona take a penalty that would turn into the game winner for the opposing team? That's exactly what happened. They have to stay out of the box. But, you know, this is the great thing about college hockey, instant redemption. The two teams will play again tomorrow. We'll drop the puck at 1 o'clock tomorrow. Our broadcast will start at 12:45 p.m. Arizona can come right back out and get that win right back against Colorado State.
Oh, yeah. You know they're going to be fired up, and you know that they're going to be ready to play. You know, I'm interested to see the tensions from today as well, bleed into tomorrow as well. It should be a good one.
So a great college hockey game just didn't go the way of the Arizona Wildcats. Colorado State with a well-deserved 1-0 victory. We'll see what Arizona brings to the table tomorrow, because on home ice, you need to protect your home ice, especially in a WCHL league game. So, for our entire Arizona hockey media crew and my broadcast partner, Will Harmon, I'm Timothy Gasson. Thank you for watching, and we hope you'll join us tomorrow for Colorado State and Arizona. Our broadcast starts at 12:45 p.m. You have been watching University of Arizona Wildcats Hockey.
Thank you for watching University of Arizona Wildcats Hockey. Visit our website at ArizonaWildcatHockey.org, and we'll see you at the Tucson Arena for the next Arizona Wildcats home game.